Good morning. Another day, and another OBS and Twitch are fighting over whether or not my stream's actually up. Hold on. Make sure it actually is. Yeah, okay, good. It's not usually a problem. I feel like at this point, well, I feel like the reason at this point has got something to do with me not updating OBS. I didn't see anything in the, well, at least I don't remember reading anything in the patch notes and things for, or release notes for, OBS that hinted at something like that, nor that Twitch had actually changed something, but yeah. Meowdy Bell. And with that, Meowdy Mina.
Meowdy Warpy.
Birdman hot.
Birdman very hot. I'm so glad you've joined the cult of Birdman hot.
Yeah. Like, haven't got a read on his personality outside of obvious things, but no, like, I look back, I actually ended up clipping, the bit where I was, like, the switch flicked, and, like, I still can't figure out why. Like, it wasn't
cool.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even the bit where he does actually, like, look over his shoulder at the camera or anything like that. It was just him leaning against the fucking stand with his back to everyone. Also hot as Birdwoman. Yeah, I revisited that, post, and I realized, like, oh, it would have been cool to get Femme Christoph there, but then also I think I might explode if that existed, so... Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing Femme Christoph wasn't in that post. Like, that probably wouldn't have hit me the same way, like, the first time, but I think with hindsight after completing the game, like, yeah, no, that I would die. I would die.
It's truly a sight to behold. Coolest character of all time. Period.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of hard. He loves a toxic evil woman. I do. Which reminds me, I gotta finish writing that fucking evil woman OC idea I had. I've got it all, like, dot pointed up. I'm just gonna actually write it. Brainstorming idea for story. Writing the story. Can't someone write this for me? I gotta feed my fucking self out here. But hey.
So you see, the secret to getting fan works of your own stories, Morphe, is to write something, and then create a server for it. Invite other people into that server. And get them to read it.
That, yeah, you know what, Mina? That is a great idea.
Thank you, Morphe. I'm so glad you agree. Wonder what genius came up with that.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy. That's crazy. It really kind of is, though. That's nuts. I never really thought of it that way, because, like, I went into it going, oh yeah, I'll read it, I might give feedback, which I still haven't done. I gotta do another read-through.
We're very close to being done a very important couple of chapters.
I'm excited. But yeah, like after the initial read, it really is just, let's just jump into the fan art channel and look through everything. Well, once AO3 actually sends me an invite, and it's over for you. I don't know if I'm gonna make a Discord for that, but I'm gonna actually be posting shit, which would be nice. Anyway, enough about the segue was like leaving my mouth and it just evaporated. That's incredible. This is gonna be a good day, I think. Awesome! I'm so on my game. Anyway, let's do a trial. Oh. Here we go. Alright. So we're like one statement deep and kind of just, well, I think we're still, yeah, motive at this point. Control or not. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so, Fulbright is, espousing his, like, or I guess the prosecution's, theory that Damien Tenma killed Rex QB, to quash opposition to the municipal merger that Damien Tenma was pushing.
Yeah.
But, we know, from Tenma that he was only pushing the merger because he was being blackmailed into it.
Yeah.
But the blackmail note that he got has mysteriously disappeared.
Yes. Which, gee, I wonder who could have had the opportunity to grab that. Ugh. This entire case centers on one man's attempt to crush opposition to the municipal merger. Mayor Tenma panicked when the amazing Ninetales helped embolden the protesters, so he stoked the villagers' fear by fabricating a monster. Strange feathers and tracks he planted made it look like a yokai was the killer. We might as well just press this, because nothing's leaking out to me right now.
Yeah.
Alright. Lock in. Detective Fulbright, is the anti-merger movement really that strong? Oh, absolutely. They parade around in yokai costumes shouting, "Down with Mayor Tenma."
It makes me laugh every single time.
I really like people like that. Like, that was such a spur-of-the-moment thing where I was just being kind of, like, haughty and proper, and, like, I realized my enunciation was lining up with that and went, no, I can't not do that now, because I can still hear it even if I don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad everyone really enjoys that voice. And just the other day, they stormed Tenma City Hall, claiming it was a den of vipers.
When the accused showed his face, the angry mob scattered like leaves upon an autumn wind. For you see, lowly yokai are no match for Tenmataro, the dark lord of their kind.
Wait, are the villagers scared of Mayor Tenma or Tenmataro? I'm confused.
Yes. I think he means Mayor Tenma. It's easy to get the wrong impression about the guy.
Detective Fulbright, why do you suppose the defendant would commit such an act?
Mayor Tenma panicked when the amazing Ninetales.
Cal, you're right. He has the same color scheme as the RX-78 Gundam.
Oh my god, he does! Holy shit!
His hair even kind of looks like the helmet shape of the head.
Yeah, the silhouette is actually kind of, it's remarkably close. That's incredible. Oh, that's so good. God damn. Amazing Ninetales. No one knows his true identity, right? That's right. And he was a lone wolf, or in other words, he didn't belong to a wrestling federation. He appeared like a shooting star, defeating one Tenma Town wrestler after another. And before anyone knew it, he was champion.
Like the samurai of yore, surrounded thick with enemies, he cut them down one by one. It was a complete and utter loss of face for Tenma Town Pro Wrestling.
He was amazing. If ever there was a real superhero, it would be him. I dreamt of becoming a true champion of justice just like him someday.
I love that there's like wrestling federations. Like there's the Tenma Town gang and the Ninetales Vale stable. It's great.
It's like, But yeah, there's also a weird thing there of like, oh, so wait, does that mean he was a scab? Because he wasn't part of the fucking... Oh, man.
I bet Detective Fulbright would be a great pro wrestler. Same. He could even team up with Prosecutor Blackquill.
Ugh. Police detective and a prisoner in chains? It's a good gimmick. You know, I think people would actually pay to see that. I know I would. So you do understand the greatness that is the Amazing Nine Tails. You saved the village's fears by fabricating a monster. Did the murder and yokai evidence really stoke the village's fears? Absolutely. It had an immediate effect. Oh, wait, no, that's not right. Someone was spreading the rumor. Like, it wasn't just... I don't think I have, like, evidence of that, though. Yeah, I got the impression that the connection between the two wasn't just evidence. It was, like, I got the, a bit vague in my head at the moment, but I got the impression that there was a little bit of stoking of fear outside of just, like, the actual facts of the case being known, but could be wrong about that. The presumed return of the dreaded Tenmataro has them shaking in their boots.
Oh my, is it really that bad? That superstitious lot. It's as if Jack the Ripper had been set loose in their village.
See, like, he's just randomly cockney.
Yeah.
Like,
It's such a strange choice.
The mere thought of that demon lurking about is enough to spark a mass exodus. I see. That's a very persuasive argument.
For some reason, I think of Hobby from Into the Spider-Verse. Is that the second one?
Hobie, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Hobie, yeah. Hobart. Yeah. Yeah. That little spiel he goes on, I can see Blackquill doing.
Absolutely, yeah.
Hate the AM, hate the PM.
I'm not a role model. I was briefly a runway model.
That line, I hate the AM, hate the PM, has lived in my head rent-free since this movie. It's fucking
brilliant.
incredible.
It's so good.
The mere thought of His Honor buying into Simon the Psycho Slasher's words makes me want to spark my own exodus out of the courtroom right about now. So you see, there can be only one reason why anyone would plant those feathers and tracks. The strange feathers and tracks he planted made it look like a yokai was killer, yeah. Hold it! But it doesn't add up. If what you say is true, why top it off with murder? What do you mean? You claim that our client planted the yokai evidence to stoke the village's fears. If so, then why not stop there? Why murder Alderman QB?
Excellent point.
It is, isn't it? So, Your Honor agrees there was no reason for the murder, correct?
Objection!
Perhaps the killing was on the spur of the moment.
You're saying it wasn't premeditated?
From the outset, I had no intention of paying heed to any of your babble. However, the fact is, the mayor made a startling discovery.
A startling discovery? I don't know, I like the sound of that.
Alderman QB's secret identity.
Apollo. I think Prosecutor Blackquill has figured out the Alderman's secret identity.
How on earth did he do that? Uh-huh.
even if he has, why would it be a motive for the mayor to commit murder?
This is not good.
This patch of fur was discovered at the crime scene. It's from the mask worn by the amazing Ninetales. Therefore, we can conclude that this mask was at the crime scene. Oh my, but why would it have been there? The victim was a former pro wrestler and a member of the anti-merger movement. Need I say more? Well, could it really be? Your boldness has had an epiphany, I see. Our victim, Rex QB, was the amazing Ninetales.
Damn, just steal one of my points. Later on, why don't you Black Belt?
And the mayor's discovery of this fact was his motive for murder.
No! I still love that they actually managed to contort his face like that.
It's fun. They do some good squash and stretch, especially in Spirit of Justice. They get so much looser with the animations, and I really like it.
Hell yeah.
Like, one thing I can think of as an example is Trucy's model between games gets like a noticeable upgrade. It becomes so much like cleaner and more expressive.
Yeah, the bit we did see of her at the beginning of this case, I think it was, she was quite stiff. Like, even though the animations are still there, it's like, yeah, very... it feels less alive.
Yeah.
Order! Order! What a shocking development. A motive clearer than crystal clear.
What do we do now, Apollo?
I didn't think they'd tie the Alderman's secret identity to the mayor's motive for murder.
At last we've reached my real point. Why did the Alderman have to forge a secret identity? Does it not pique your interest, your boldness? I admit it does. It is odd that he had to create this other persona. Just to secretly participate in the anti-merger movement. Very astute of you, your boldness.
Right, now take a look at this. If you value your dearest's life, you will merge Ninetales Vale with Tenma Town. Wait, he has the...
And they're presenting it as something the Alderman had.
Oh my god! Oh, that's... Fuck. Okay, yeah, uh-huh. I see. Fuck me, that's good. If you value your dear... yeah, I already did that. This blackmail letter was found in Alderman QB's pocket. What?
At present, the Alderman's wife is in the hospital. And that letter is clear evidence the mayor was blackmailing him by threatening her life.
Wait, didn't the mail letter sent to Mayor Tenma go missing? Right after the Alderman's murder?
You think maybe the killer took the letter from the mayor after the murder and planted it into the Alderman's pocket?
It's possible, but we don't really have any proof that that's what happened.
Talk about being up the creek without a paddle. That
Athena's exasperated face is so good.
It's very good. Also, Apollo...
The way that her...
Oh, sorry, go on.
The way that her hair is like even crinkled a bit, I love it. It's just so great.
Yeah, yeah. Again, some of the stuff that, like, you know, would be... Making variants just for that kind of stuff in the 2D animation would have taken a lot more time. Well, yeah, cost a lot more time. And yeah, you're missing a word from that expression, Apollo, but I don't want to swear in court. Threatening letter discovered in one of Alderman QB's pockets.
Honestly, I'm surprised that Simon doesn't swear more in court. What are they gonna do, double kill him?
Yeah, especially being Cockney, too, like, fuck.
Yeah.
Tell anyone about this threat if you do consider your dearest is dead. Yeah, so... The words in it are not, mentioning anything specific, and it could apply to either of them. Mayor Tenma would have made a clean getaway if he'd just left after planting the yokai things. But he was knocked out cold by his sudden decision to kill the amazing Ninetails.
So it was the amazing Ninetails counterattack that brought the entire crime to light.
Didn't we already establish that couldn't have... Well, I guess we started...
No,
touching
because
on it,
they double established it. They anti-established it with the cloth wrapping the statue.
Yeah, right. Wait a sec. It's claiming that the mayor killed the alderman after planting the yokai evidence. And that the mayor was knocked out cold immediately after that? Yeah. Detective Fulbright, please add your previous statement to your testimony. Mayor Tenma killed the sleeping alderman after planting the feathers and tracks. No, he did not. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, if the tracks were in the blood, then there's no way to plant them before you kill someone.
Exactly, yeah.
Objection!
Objection!
Detective Fulbright, your sense of justice is anything but fair. How dare you! Fuck. What's this? You dare question my justice again? Hey, newest girl. Yes, I'm gonna prove it to you. Take a look at this photo.
This is the crime scene photo, and just what does this prove?
It proves when the feathers and tracks were planted. I already told you they were planted before the murder. The defendant planted the yokai evidence and was knocked out while killing his victim. But that would be impossible. If you look right here, it's clear when the feathers and tracks were left at the scene. Yep, feathers are on top of the blood.
Aren't you just pointing to the yokai feathers and tracks, Mr. Justice?
Yes. See how the feathers are on top of the blood, and the tracks were made in blood? In other words, the yokai evidence could have only resulted after the murder. Then the mayor must have planted the evidence after killing the alderman. But you said it yourself. The mayor had been knocked unconscious thereafter. There would have been no time for him to plant any evidence at all. Therefore, there must have been someone else besides the mayor and the alderman at the crime scene. Arg! There must be some mistake.
I love how you can see how stanced up Apollo is when he does his point.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just a point, like, his legs are spread and his hips are twisted. He's fully into it.
Order! Order!
He did learn from the best. Where's your evidence? You can't possibly have any, can you? Evidence? Oh, I have evidence. In fact, I have an eyewitness's testimony for you. You do? But how? Excellent. Oh, Shock's looking at us, yeah. Was my vaunted sense of justice really just half-baked?
He's taking this really hard.
Yeah. Fucking incredible.
Mr. Justice, what is this testimony regarding a third party that you claim to have?
I have it right here, Your Honor. It's the sworn testimony of Mr. Tenma's daughter. The witness, Jinxie Tenma, saw a yokai in the hallway after stumbling upon the scene. It was the demon Tenma Taro. He's the source of those feathers and tracks. Now, Mr. Justice, there have been a lot of silly things that have transpired in this court, and I want to be very clear that I'm not putting this on you. But this might be the stupidest thing has ever been uttered in my court. Hello, Cookie.
Hello, Cookie. Black Quill looks so fucking badass with those, like, streaks under his eyes, but the art book The art book reveals that he got those streaks because after he was arrested, he spent every night for a while crying, and it burned grooves into his face.
I was gonna say it's giving mascara tears. But
Yeah.
it's like literally. Oh my god. Well, listen. I would not. Yeah. It's very funny that badass character like that is actually. Nah, he cried for days straight after that was. Like,
Yeah.
reasonable as it is, that's still like. Wait, you wrote that for your character?
It's great. I love it. He's a sensitive boy.
Sorry, I need a screenshot of this. Will somebody please say something?
The defense will explain to the court exactly what he means.
You dare to mock this court and justice itself? You're unfit to bear your name, boy.
Your boldness, it appears our defense attorney here is delirious from exhaustion.
Apollo, think of something quick before you're held in contempt of court.
What do you think I'm trying to do? Before you decide whether I should step down, please hear me out?
Very well, Mr. Justice, I'm all ears. But you would better explain yourself well.
Mr. Justice, this is the stupidest line of reasoning I've ever heard. Let me cook. Okay. All right.
Mr. Justice, I understand that you are cooking. I am wondering who you are trying to feed.
You better check that you actually lit the gas, otherwise I feel like we're going to have a repeat of the gas leak case. Please let us not have a repeat of the gas leak case.
What was this yokai you were talking about? And please, no easy Mac logic.
It's all in this statement here. Jinxie Tenma asserts that she saw Tenma Taro. After she discovered the crime scene and called the police, she came around a corner in the hall. It was around here that she saw Tenma Taro fleeing toward the foyer. The defense asserts that whoever was impersonating this monster is the one who left those feathers and tracks behind, intentionally or otherwise.
What?
How incredibly unjust! Why haven't I heard about this before? So the mayor isn't the killer, was it all set up? The prosecutor is a convicted felon after all. Jesus Christ.
Apollo, the momentum has shifted in our favor.
Good. Now let's keep it that way.
Objection!
Oh.
Little do you realize that though you are in the midst of a fray, your sword is broken.
My sword? I didn't know I had one to break. Are you implying there's a problem with my claim?
Consider this. If that yokai impersonator had indeed fled towards the foyer, that fool and that fop would have seen him.
Fool and fop? Oh, you mean Filch and LaBelle. Now that you mention it.
Both Phineas Filch and Florent LaBelle were in the foyer at the time. But they haven't stated they saw a yokai, have they? Did you ever consider that yokai was but a figment of a scared little girl's imagination?
Ugh. Why did those two see the Tenma Taro impersonator pass by?
Why don't we ask them ourselves?
I was just about to say that myself. No, really, I was. Apollo, you don't need to... No one cares. Oh man, that's like a Oh, I'm sorry. This is like a deep read on something like really surface level, but like, man, that is so masculine coded. No, I absolutely had that idea. I didn't get help on that really simple point. I can't possibly. Yeah, no. Oh god.
It's delightful.
The defense would like to call Mr. Phineas Filch, caretaker of the QB Manor, to the stand. I just know he must have seen something.
I suppose we can't ignore the fact that the little girl believes she saw a monster. I trust you have no objections to Mr. Justice's request, Prosecutor Blackquill? I understand that Mr. Filch is enjoying a nap out in the lobby. Oh, I knew that Tanuki was a rare find. When we captured him, I didn't think he'd end up a witness. Do with him as you will.
Captured him?
In his yokai watch.
Mina, has anyone told you you're really funny today?
Not today, but thank you.
Good. Fuck, I walked right into that one. Did he just say captured? No, wait. I don't want to know.
Thank you, newest girl.
This is true.
Very well then, bailiff, please go wake Mr. Filch and escort him to the witness stand. Will the witness state his name and occupation, please?
The name's Filch. Phineas Filch, caretaker of QB Manor. Oh, and this is for you, your lordship. Just a little something I thought you might like.
Oh my, what a fabulous pair of shoes. And your honor will do just fine, Mr. Filch.
Ah, it's those shoes again.
Don't they belong to Detective Fulbright?
Don't tell me Filch stole them again. They're all yours, your honorship, sir.
What? But they seem awfully expensive.
Yep, too expensive for me. I reckon they'd be perfect for someone like your lordship.
It's a kind gesture, but legal ethics dictate I can't accept such gifts.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, we just out here taking bribes now too? Goddamn. In the middle of in the courtroom. Oh, ethics smething. Not schmethics? Okay. Ethics smethics. Just take them if you want them. Polish them up real nice for you too.
I'm sorry about the shoes, Mr. Filch, but I will accept testimony. The court would like to hear whether you saw Tenmataro in the foyer after the murder.
Guarding the foyer. At the time of the murder, I was on guard duty in the foyer, just like Mr. QB asked. I was making sure no one, fair, foul, fishy, or otherwise, could get to our guest. I was still in my office keeping a good watch when the murder happened after 3 PM. But I didn't see nothing out of the ordinary, no siree.
That yokai you keep jabbering on about was but a phantom of a little girl's dreams.
So, you're telling this court you never saw anyone dressed up like Tenmataro? Yep, I was guarding the whole time. That's the truth, the holy truth, and nothing but fuck you, Cockney rhyming slang ass, fucker. In nothing but the truth. Tenmataro? You don't really believe in all that yokai mumbo jumbo, do ya? Okay, ease up. I'll let the Cockney rhyming slang go, but yeah. That's almost a racism, Filch. Don't make me come for you. I certainly don't. Yeah. My bracelet. It's braceleting.
Something the matter, Apollo?
My bracelet keeps squeezing my arm.
Really?
What the fuck does that mean?
So, you think Mr. Tanuki, or, I mean, Filch has been lying to us?
I wouldn't rule it out. Now, I could just zero in on a tell. Some sort of nervous habit. Oh my god! Ah! What in the... Jesus Christ! Simon? What's a hawk doing in here?
Allow me to introduce my trusty cohort, Taka.
Oh, he's so hot. Fucking god. Oh, I'm gonna die.
What kind of person brings a hawk to a courtroom?
I can't put my headphones down because otherwise I can't hear you. This is 2 days in a row that I've been fucking sideswiped by a hawk tour joke. The other one was during goddamn egg squeeze. Fuck. Why? Glad Volpix also did.
I made one person laugh, I'm off the hook.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, fucking hell.
He seems to have taken quite a liking to the courthouse. Made it his new home, in fact.
He doesn't live with you, you know, in jail? Who's ever heard of a courthouse bird?
Taka simply loathes trickery and fraud. And that queer power of yours seems to have offended my dear bosom buzzard.
Thank you for saying it like that.
You have to hit the queer.
Yeah.
A Cockney person would not say queer without emphasizing it.
Yeah, no. Fucking... Did you just call me... Okay, this isn't... Wait, I didn't get the... Ah! You have to spot swap like this. This isn't some sort of trick, or... No accessories in this fight, Apollo. What the heck's going on around here? Run for the hills!
No pets or other animals allowed in the courtroom.
Oh my god.
Somebody help. Oh, he's merely having a bit of sport. He won't harm you, save when truly famished.
Get your fucking bird, bitch! Oh, he don't bite. Yes, he fucking do!
In that case, Prosecutor Blackpool, you will ensure your feathered friend is properly fed.
Looks like I do this the old-fashioned way.
We'll be fine, I think. If someone dressed as Tenmataro there, Filch would have seen him. We'll just have to put our faith in Jinxie's statement for now.
Mr. Justice, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Guarding... Oh, yeah, okay. Time in the murder, I was on guard duty in the foyer, just like Mr. QB asked. Oh, excuse me. I was making sure no one found... Could be, I guess. Oh. Still in my office, keeping a good watch when the murder happened after 3 PM. Now, I'm pretty sure... this is gonna be our ticket out of that. Let's see, nothing out of the ordinary, no sorry. And he is doing the nervous animation to this as well, so I'm pretty confident that's kind of the thing. It is a little bit of a stretch.
I mean, he circled it. Obviously, he was interested in it.
Yeah. But there's nothing really else to go on. We're not talking about the CCTV camera or anything like that yet. If I remember correctly, in this game, they flat out don't let you use perceiving coordinates turned into an investigation mechanic instead. Oh. What? And they're gonna let Athena's thing fly by though? That seems.
It's totally legal therapy. With a magic computer that can read your emotions.
Yep, that's definitely not a gimmick that. Well, okay. No, compartmentalize that thought. Throw it out. Yeah, I think it's this.
You got it.
Yeah. Don't lie to the court like that, Mr. Filch. Hey, ain't right to bushwhack a fella like that. Unfortunately for you, I have evidence that proves you're lying. If you look at this TV listing here, you'll see that at the time of the crime, there was a pro wrestling match scheduled. Something you'd never miss. Ah! I didn't watch that one. No siree. I was doing my job, just like I was supposed to. This guy doesn't know when to give up. Mr. Filch, someone even circled the match. It was you, right? Yipes! Not only that, you even told me you watched it. You said, and I quote, it was a complete disaster. So, do you admit to slacking off? You can't trick me with your ruddy poo lawyer talk. Or Rudy poo lawyer talk. I'm one of them professional types, too. I can do double duty watching TV and the foyer at the same time. The only thing Filch can claim to be a professional of is professional thief.
Mr. Justice, you would have this court believe the witness was slacking off?
That's correct. He claims to have been watching TV and the foyer at the same time. But that's nothing but a bold-faced lie.
Hold, you say, but I'm not the one who's lying. Perhaps you meant the witness, Mr. Justice.
Oh, now the judge has a complex.
And in that case, let's hear what evidence you can offer. You claim Mr. Filch is lying about watching TV and the foyer simultaneously. Now prove it.
Is it just the diagram? Because, like,
Probably, yeah.
looking at the
'cause
TV means you're not looking in the direction of the foyer.
Yeah, they're in opposite directions.
Take that!
Please take a look at the direction the TV is facing in this diagram. Now, unless Mr. Filch has eyes where his right ear should be, I think it would be impossible to watch the foyer entrance and the TV at the same time.
Well, yes, someone watching TV there couldn't possibly see the entrance.
Exactly. And that means, Mr. Filch, you were slacking off and were not watching the foyer as you claim. Yipes! The bag's out of the cat. I mean, the other way around. He's on the box.
Order, order, order.
Carrying on Bikini's proud tradition.
Yeah.
But, Mr. Justice, is Mr. Filch's less than stellar work ethic relevant to this case?
It's very relevant, because while he was slacking off watching TV, there really could have been a Tenmataro impersonator in the foyer.
Objection!
What now?
Granted, this Tanuki was lax in his duties, but he still had the foyer entrance covered.
What are you talking about? It's probably the camera.
Yes.
I'm not a mind read. Ah!
Auditory sense. His eyes may have been slacking off, but his ears were still hard at work. Right, Tanuki?
They were? I mean, yes. Yes, they were. But you already admitted to slacking off. Now you say you weren't? Oh, my eyes might be lazy, but my ears ain't. I would have heard anyone in the foyer. You see, the foyer floor and stairway get all creaky, squeaky when someone walks on them. Creak, creak, creak. Loud enough to wake the dead, I reckon. So, you're saying you didn't hear anybody walk by? Yep, my ears are working full time. So who's a liar now, you no-good shicer? Shyster. God, I haven't heard that word in a fucking age. Lying thief calling me a shyster. This has to be the low point of my fledgling career. I gotta hand it to you, Mr. Blackwell, sir. You really are something else. I mean, you don't miss a thing. And bags under your eyes. You're darker than mine.
I love Scheiße is such a fun word because it's the root word for that is Scheiße, like the German word for shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it literally means like shitter or like shithead.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fair warning, Mr. Filch. Taka is particularly fond of Tanuki. Should you lie to this court again, you may suddenly find yourself on the menu.
Yipes! Please don't eat me, Mr. Taka, sir. Dressing the bird is, Fuck.
He's such a brown noser.
The witness will henceforth testify truthfully under penalty of painful bird attacks.
Well, you've let a woman with a whip go ham in the courtroom before. Why am I not surprised? Or why am I surprised?
And with that in mind, the court requests the witness revise his testimony accordingly.
Oh, getting more. Alright. Is working overtime. It's true. I was watching a pro wrestling match on the office TV. My eyes might have been slacking off, but my ears, they were working overtime. The floor there's all creaky squeaky like. No way I would have missed someone walking by. So you see, there weren't no Tenmataro in the foyer. Or foyer. He wouldn't pronounce it foyer.
Yeah.
Superstition is the religion of feeble minds. Understand? A simple, rational explanation is best. Forget yokai, demons, and such. We must use common sense, for lacking that, our entire world will be a butt upside down.
Says the convict prosecutor, who is totally a sign of the end times for the legal world. And besides, if there were any yokai roaming about, I'd nab them and sell them to the zoo.
I wonder whether Jinxie was just seeing things.
That seems to be the general consensus, but I'm sticking to my guns.
But if we can't prove she saw Tenmataro, the mayor's sure to be convicted.
And we better hope my guns fire bullets, not BBs.
The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Is there an obvious thing here I can go with? I was watching a pro wrestling match on the office TV. My eyes might have been slacking off, but my ears, they were working overtime. All there's all creaky, squeaky like. No way I would have missed someone walking by. So you see, there weren't no Tenmataro in the foyer. I don't think we have anything suggesting, like, whether it's noisy to walk down. Although, it is a bit odd that we never established that if that was actually the case, but that might be kind of a thing, that it wasn't actually the case. Hold it! So, you have pretty good ears, Mr. Filch? As good as they come, I say. Ain't nothing to hear a creaky floor. Plus, that Tenmataro makes a sound when he goes by. It's like a jingle jangle. Jingle jangle? How does he do that? Is that staff of his? That's what jingle jangles.
Huh.
So you saw the Tenmataro that was running through the foyer then?
He's not very good at this.
No. No.
What's he talking about, Apollo?
Beats me. I guess Tenmataro has a staff that makes noise.
Come to think of it, didn't Jinxie mention something like that too? He said she saw Tenmataro holding a staff-like object that made a jangly sound.
I guess that's the source of the noise then.
Well, Mr. Justice? Mr. Filch says Tenmataro jingle jangles. Like my spurs. Would you consider that vital information?
Very important that Tenmataro has spurs. Extremely vital. I request that it be added to his testimony. Tenmataro was passed by, his staff would have gone jingle jangle. And then I present probably just the picture. Because he is not depicted with a staff, which means that you saw the one that was running in the foyer.
Objection!
Tenmataro's staff would make a jangly sound, you say? Well, I'm going to say that your story doesn't add up.
Is there something the defense would like to share with the court?
Mr. Filch, you say that you didn't see the Tenmataro on the day of the incident. Why then did you assume just now that Tenmataro would be holding a staff? Huh? You see, the Tenmataro Jinxie saw held a staff in his hands. And she described its sound just like you did, as kind of a jangly sound. Yeah, so he was holding his staff. What's your point?
Objection!
I'm getting to that. The point is that Tenmataro doesn't use a staff. Not normally. What are you talking about? You see, this is the only known document depicting Tenmataro. Is there a staff in that picture, Mr. Filch?
You're right, there's no staff, not even a cane or a walking stick.
Ah!
So the question is, why does the witness think Tenmataro used as a staff?
I believe the answer will overturn the prosecution's case on the most basic level.
Well now, this is getting interesting. Alright, Mr. Justice, it's time to show the court where you're going with this. Please tell the court why Mr. Filch believes Tenmataro carries a staff.
Filch is a scatterbrain, jeez. He actually saw Tenmataro. Mr. Filch actually saw Tenmataro right after the crime occurred. That's the only way he could possibly know about the staff. Busted again!
Bloody hell, you duplicitous little...
Yes. How'd that feel, Blackwell? Not so fun when you're on the receiving end of the blade, is it?
Oh, even like that, he's so fucking hot. It's not fair.
Yeah, no. What the fuck?
The death glare and the sweat.
Whatever I will end up saying about, like, you know, post, Shu Takumi writing and whatnot, damn, character designers are fucking on fire.
Absolutely.
Admit it, Mr. Filch. You did see Tenmataro that day, didn't you? Well? I'm begging you. Please don't make me say it. But clearly you did see Tenmataro. Stop stalling and testify to that fact. No can do. No way, no how. You ain't got no idea how terrifying he could be. He? Does Filch still won't admit to seeing Tenmataro, even though everyone knows he did? Question now is, why?
Mr. Filch is scared to death.
Is that why he can't admit the truth?
Come to think of it.
Oh, flashbang.
They say you must not gaze upon Tenmataro, but in the event that you do look, and then tell anyone what you saw, Tenmataro will claim your soul. Jinxie wouldn't admit to seeing Tenmataro after hearing the village superstitions. She said that if she told anyone that she had seen Tenmataro, he'd claim her soul.
Wait, you think Filch believes that too? Ah! So Mr. Big Time City Slicker Lawyer's already heard about him. Them old village superstitions.
Will the defense please explain what the witness is talking about?
The people of Nine Tails Vale believe some pretty strange things. And their superstitions may be the reason our witness here can't admit the truth. The truth that he really did see Tenmataro. Darn straight, that's why. It's all right here. Do not gaze upon Tenmataro. Do not tell others if you see him. Ignoring the superstitions will cost you your soul. There is, however, one way to save it. Your immediate departure from the village. Freeing him will bring ruin upon the village. Ignoring the superstitions will cost you your soul. See? That's why us folk in Nine Tails Vale can't talk about seeing Tenmataro. That clears up one mystery. The killer took advantage of the superstitions by wearing a Tenmataro costume. They knew that way no one could talk about him, so it was as if he never existed. The defense holds that this Tenmataro impersonator is the true killer.
What?
Objection!
Superstitions, you say? What kind of a fool would actually believe such rubbish? And would that using some silly fairy tale could so easily expose the culprit? You'll need to come up with a more rational, common sense explanation than that.
Objection!
I'm sorry, Mr. Blackwell, you are not living in the Ace Attorney universe, so you think you are. Your common sense seems awfully narrow-minded to me, Prosecutor Blackwell.
Objection!
Right, living in my world of narrow cells, mortal danger, and dark, sleepless nights. You have no idea how much I cry every night. You get to sleep in a comfy bed with your partner of choice. All I get is a rock-hard pillow. They won't even give us blankets.
Why not?
I had to work a double shift at McDonald's the other day.
Oh no, oh that's too real. Fuck.
There is no lack of superstition in the clink, but few are those who truly believe in them.
Objection!
Well, the village superstitions are real enough to the people of Nine Tails Vale. A life or death superstition might make even you a believer. Is he getting slashed out of nowhere? What the fuck?
Yeah, that's his damage animation. He takes a sword slash.
Yeah, full things. It's like, I
I
had to
have to use my fat ass ponytail as a pillow.
Well, you think I grew this ponytail just for looks? I mean, it does look good, but no.
Order, I say. You fool of a tanuki. 2 times over, your lies have cost me.
Full of a toque.
A little Lord of the Rings humor there.
Yeah.
A little Tolkien joke.
Yeah. Sorry. I promise not to do it again.
Look at my fine feathered friend. I've had him.
Yipes! He's gonna eat me alive! Head for the hills! He took off.
But Bailiff, what are you waiting for? After him, and with your fastest men.
That's certainly not something you see every day.
Hmm.
Well, it would seem a new and important fact has come to light. A third party disguised as the yokai Tenmataro was at the scene. And now we have 2 witnesses who are going to attest to that fact. Any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell?
Oh.
What?
Huh? Oh!
His shackles. I'm too young to die.
He can actually shoot razor wing.
Bro!
Sonic boom. Justice Dodo, long has it been since I've been forced to draw my blade. You had best say your prayers.
What kind of weak-ass fucking shackles did he have on that he just broke by slamming the goddamn...
Listen, he's just that buff, okay?
Fair enough. Well, he has been slamming the table a lot, to be fair.
Yeah. Detective, do something.
Have no fear, Fulbright is here. When the going gets tough, the champion of justice gets going.
Objection!
Then get going already before he kills us! Oh, but I stand in awe of Simon Blackwell, for it is his sense of justice that set him free.
Objection, objection, I object to Detective Fulbright's definition of justice.
Mr. Fulbright, he has a sword! This is no joking matter! But he's just...
I don't see any weapon in his hands.
Silence!
But he's just...
His catchphrase changes when he's out of his chains, by the way.
Huh.
I'm not in the habit of cutting down unarmed cowards.
But he's just so hot, Your Honor, I can't do it.
It's great. Like, he uses objection when he's chained up, but once he's unchained, he demands your silence.
Oh, well, in that case, Prosecutor Blackwell, can I ask you to, you know...
I think the judge forgot he's in charge here.
So, Justice Dono's assertion is thus. Tenmataro is the real killer, not Mayor Tenma. According to him, there was a yokai at the scene of the crime.
A person impersonating a yokai, please. Right. And that yokai, or rather, whoever was impersonating him, killed Alderman Cuby.
Silence!
Ah!
Here to explain why Jinxie, being the first to discover the murder,
But has the court considered that his name is literally Tenma? No.
did not see your alleged killer yokai there in the Fox Chamber.
What? Oh, he's right. She said nothing about Tenmataro being in the Fox Chamber. We can explain that.
Let me enlighten you. That little scamper heard a dying scream right before she opened the chamber door.
And your point is...
Upon opening the door, she found a freshly skewered murder victim, the Alderman. And the homicidal maniac who had killed him, the mayor.
No, there must have been someone dressed up like Ah!
And why does that little scamp claim not to have seen a yokai in the Fox Chamber? Considering her father is accused of murder, surely she would have mentioned any third party that might have been in the room.
I don't understand. Why didn't she see Tenmataro inside the Fox Chamber?
There is but one way to find out. Ask Jinxie Tenma whether she saw your killer yokai at the scene of the crime.
Uh-oh.
The final battle draws nigh. Only one of us will leave here alive.
Mr. Blackwell, I think you have vastly misunderstood what a courtroom trial is, resolves. Oh.
Long as my blade thirsted for blood, at long last it shall be sated.
Wait, this is still a trial, right? Judge, he can't kill me because of this, right? Out of my hands, Mr. Justice, good luck.
Show me what you're truly capable of, Justice Dono.
Also, does that imply he's gonna kill himself if he loses the case? Ah!
If this case ends in a not guilty verdict, I'm killing everyone in the room and then myself.
Yeah.
Very well then. Both parties no doubt need some time to regroup. So the court will take a 10-minute recess in order to... 3 minutes. I'm sorry, but a 3-minute recess? Just so. Plenty of time if your destination of intent is the loo. Lou, you mean the bathroom? I can't tell in this weird hoity-toity dialect you speak.
Sheesh. This include enough time to wash our hands.
You take no more than 3 minutes. All latecomers will be punished. Yes, sir. I hereby declare a 3-minute recess before the battle begins.
I declare Prosecutor Blackwell the winner of this round of Simon Says.
Doesn't bode well for us if the prosecutor is running the show, does it? Jesus. This is probably a good time for a break. And I definitely need some more water. We'll get to a line that at least gives us some music. There we go. Alright. Yeah, okay. Alright. So does he just routinely break shackles throughout the rest of the game?
Yeah.
Oh,
Every
awesome.
time he's hit his breaking point.
He just keeps breaking them. We've tried everything. We put 2 sets of chains on him. We put thicker chains on him. We even used some no, that joke's left me. Awesome. Thank you, brain. Yeah, and then he's just literally whipping out his sword, like, doing aijutsus in front of the whole fucking courtroom. Like...
He's so badass.
God.
He's so silly. This character should be incredibly uncool, but I love him so much.
Yeah, it's really good. Alright, well, this will not be a 3-minute break, but we will take a break here. And when we come back, yeah, hopefully there was time to actually wash our hands. I'm back. How is everyone doing, chat? Shackles are just plastic, like those videos of people with tiny little kittens on comically large chain leashes. Yeah. We didn't think he'd actually break out of them. I mean, like, why would we use the... Well, yeah, budget cuts are hitting, so, like, they can't afford sheets. They're locked together with plastic, like, children's toys. Why did no one confiscate his blade? Like, I actually don't know what the, actual, like, explanation for that is. Like, he's doing something the equivalent of an Aijutsu. But, like, surely they wouldn't let him have a blade, given he's a criminal. But then what is he slashing the air with? I didn't actually think of that. I guess I just accepted, like, oh yeah, he's probably got a sword on him, because why would they confiscate that? It's not like he's a convicted killer or anything like that. Yeah.
I'm back, hello.
Welcome back. Vulpix made a point I didn't actually think about, and it's like, what is Blackwell slashing the air with? Because, like, did they just let him have a sword, or, like...
I maintain that he's shooting sonic booms. Like, he's just doing the EI jutsu with his hand so fast that the recoil is causing a slash.
Yeah, okay, that's good. His fingernails, Jesus. Ugh.
he's got huge acrylics that he just hides under the desk.
Yep. That's what he's got in his fucking sheath instead of an actual blade.
When he does the EI point, he's just sending Taka out really fast to slash through the air.
Yeah, Taka can actually move at light speed.
Yeah.
Oh god, and then fucking Fulbright just being like, oh, but his sense of justice broke his chains. I don't know what to do. It's just like fucking. Oh, match made in heaven, those two. There's Emma in the fucking background, like, oh my god, I work with this man. Oh no! Oh no! Emma, take a note. That feels awful. Oh no. Emma is totally Kif in that fucking scenario. She's tired, she has to listen to the Fulbright, she's burnt out. It's perfect. Poor Emma.
That's fantastic. I love it.
Mm. Alright, back to it. Oh, that's Athena. My bad.
Oh. He busted out of his shackles.
Oh, you kidding me. Lost the thing. Oh no, I was focused on OBS. That wasn't the controller's fault. Yeah, what was that all about? I guess they don't make shackles like they used to.
Better be careful, Apollo. You really brought out the samurai in him. Especially after you proved there was a Tematato impersonator at the manor.
Why is he able to do that? They didn't give him a sword. Athena, they would have confiscated his sword off him if he had it, right? Like, he can't. He's not gonna kill me, right? Like that was. It's just a turn of phrase, right?
I don't know. If he can break out of those shackles, he can probably break out of prison, Apollo. Be careful where you sleep.
What's with that guy in the whole samurai act anyway? I think I just gave this guy a really deep voice. Such fine swordsmanship. That is no mere act. Mr. Justice, it's high time I challenge this jailhouse prosecutor to a duel. No, wait. Let's save the dueling until after we prove your innocence. suppose it could wait till later. Does anyone remember we're conducting a trial here? Athena, I'm gonna go wash up.
Remember what Blackwell said, Apollo. Don't be late.
2 minutes and 57, 2 minutes and 58, 2 minutes and 59, 3 minutes.
Now then, I believe our next witness is Miss Jinxie Tenma, maid at QB Manor. I believe we can proceed now, if the witness is ready, that is. Nurari Hyun, leader of the 100 demons, really does exist.
Wow, there's one well-polished tray.
The witness will show her face while in court, or her testimony will be inadmissible. What is it, my child? Speak on. Nurari Hyun, leader of the 100 demons? You think I'm a yokai? Well, I was once known as a judicial monster of sorts.
Okay.
The beast of the bar, the demon of due process, if you will.
The demon of due process! Oh, shut up! Yes, I run a completely normal and not at all, out of this world courtroom, I'll have you know. Anyway, let's go back to talking about these yokai and the one that murdered someone.
My charm had no effect. The demon of due process? Not sure I can see that one.
Thank you, Athena.
Now, you little scamp.
Yes.
I trust you know why you're here.
Bags.
Bags? Oh, that tricksy Tanuki. Try the noodle stand. You'll enjoy a big bowl of Tanuki tail noodles while you're at it.
Everyone's a comedian. I got my life threatened,
No.
but no one's fucking raising an eyebrow to that. You're just gonna make jokes.
I meant your bags. The ones under your eyes. You must have trouble sleeping. Here, this charm will keep Azuki Arai away.
Azukirai, the yokai that washes Azuki beans. The only thing needing washing will be your father's neck before I take his head clean off.
Azuki Arai often keeps Will up at night with the noise he makes washing beans. But if you stick this charm on your forehead, you won't hear him anymore.
Is that so? Well, thank you.
Huh.
Looks like Prosecutor Blackwell got more than he bargained for. He tried to intimidate her, but she's too nice. It
Yeah.
didn't work.
Bad enough alone, but together these two are just plain creepy. What? Apollo?
No testimony, if you please, Mr. Tenma. Specifically, whether or not you saw Tenma Taro when you discovered the crime scene.
That reminds me, I don't think we have any... we have any evidence that actually gives us... Yeah, we don't have, like, a room layout that's showing all the shit scattered through it. Just, like, the general thing. What Jinxie saw.
Did I see Tematato in the Fox Chamber? Well, when I opened the door... Oh, I saw... Yes, now I remember. Yokai! Yokai, right there in the room.
So there was a yokai at the scene of the crime?
Uh-huh. Lots and lots of them.
Oh, the ones lined up on the wall. Wait, more than one yokai? Did Tenmataro happen to be among them?
I don't know. I just don't know. All I know is the room was swimming in yokai. Tasha, Norikabe, Seto Taisho, they were all there.
Well, this is an unexpected turn of events. We've gone from no yokai to a flood of them.
Thank you, Cookie.
This is ludicrous. You would have this court listen to this delusional little scamp's testimony?
Yerk! Your Honor, I believe her memory is simply clouded by fear. It's time to...
Is it time for therapy bullshit?
It's time for therapy bullshit.
Hooray.
The quick therapy session should ease her mind. The court's permission, of course.
What a fabulous idea. Please proceed, Miss Sykes.
Really? They let Athena do the thing, but my brace... God. You sure you know what you're doing, Athena?
She's obviously on herself. The trauma of discovering that crime scene. In fear of testifying, have her dazed and confused. A regular ball of confusion. But my analytical psychology-based approach should be able to help.
Any objections, Prosecutor Blackquill? Shall we let Miss Sykes proceed? It makes no difference to me. It's my favorite Blink-182 song.
That's interesting he's not...
Do as you will, but I doubt we shall get any viable testimony.
Like, he's not explicitly calling it out as another gimmick like the bracelet, which is odd.
You'd be better served by bearing witness to the sword skills I forged in a distant land.
the final boss of Weeaboos.
Yeah, God.
Not only did he study the blade in Japan.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
Oh God, her nervousness is off the charts.
Anxiety attack. Realistic anxiety attack.
Yeah, God. Did I see Tematara in the Fox Chamber? Oh, when I opened the door, I saw.
Found something. Looks like an out-of-control emotion.
Athena? What exactly are we looking at here?
Thank you for picking up when I was putting down Cookie. Oh, it's one of Widget's functions. Right here you can see images and emotions extracted from the witness's voice.
Whoa. You mean that little thing could do all this? Pretty cool, huh? And here I thought it was just some kid's toy.
Unfortunately, all I'm getting is an overflow error right now. Emotions can have stack errors too. See how sad is brightly lit there at the bottom left? She's under an uncontrollable amount of distress, which is masking her other emotions.
Oh, that's cute.
It seems the sheer terror she experienced has made her a confused mess.
So, all those yokai she thinks she saw are a product of rampant emotions?
Yes, that's right. Her fears instilled in her hallucinations and false memories.
I will say, like, I like what they're driving at, but god damn, this is like a really, really long way around saying, yeah, she's overwhelmed and isn't thinking straight, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we'll see how the rest of this goes first before I start monologuing.
He's seeing normal everyday objects as monsters in their mind. It's a form of schizophrenic hallucination brought on by emotional trauma. And the trauma in Jinxie's case is fear.
So she was and still is seeing ordinary objects as yokai.
We'll have to find the root cause of her extreme fear before I can treat it. Now let's see. Apollo, can you point out the yokai in the Wheel of Fire? She seems particularly terrified of that one. Start by pressing probe. Next, point to what's causing Jinxie's out-of-control emotion. Finally, hit probe again to try and get to the heart of the matter.
Okay, let's give this a try. Whoa. Oh, this is noisy as hell. I hate this.
Yeah, there's so much going on.
Like, especially with the over-animation and... Oh, man, sorry, I gotta talk about this, because this is something in, like, UI design I've had to tackle before. Like, with all of the noise that's happening on screen right now, like, it's all very busy and there's a lot of movement. So, when I'm moving the hand around, that's causing more noise, so it's harder to track against the rest of it. But in addition to that, when you mouse over something, it also moves the hand down and changes its, like, weighting. Like, there's an over-elaborate animation in a series of things that's already over-elaborate, and you could just easily lose, like, what you're looking at. Yeah. Oh, I don't like... Was it as noisy as this in, Well, I guess in the DS version, you'd be using the stylus, so there's not necessarily a hand going around, you're just poking things, but...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's not great.
Got it!
In my opinion. Jinxie, what's the name for that yokai on a Wheel of Fire?
That's Akasha, a yokai that steals the bodies of the recently deceased. I bet it came to steal the Alderans.
It's almost creepy how well that fits the actual situation.
Exactly. It's a form of hallucination where the patient can't see things for what they are. There must be something at the scene of the crime that she's mistaking for Akasha.
Was there a chandelier in that room?
I think so. Apollo, you need to point out what she thought was a yokai on a Wheel of Fire.
I think I know the answer now. Jinxie, that wasn't a Kasha you saw. Yeah. Could you have possibly mistaken this for a Kasha? This.
Take that!
The light fixture?
This one right here. It has a flame design, and is up there on the ceiling. There was never a yokai on a Wheel of Fire. The Kasha you saw, was just a light fixture. Oh, okay, it wanted me to...
That's one memory back to normal. Nice job.
That was weird. It wanted me to press A to proceed with a thing that... Like, it wasn't dialogue or anything, it was just like, oh, look,
Yep.
the chandelier's there now.
Yep, look at the chandelier. You see it?
Yeah.
Do you see it?
Did you see?
Now that you've got the hang of it, it should be a cinch to point out the rest.
Fucking red circle arrow, me pointing to the thing. Do you see it? Jinxie, what about this white wall-like monster?
That's Norikabe. It's a wall monster that blocks your way or leads you astray.
That's no yokai, Jinxie. It's a folding screen.
Uh.
And this raccoon dog isn't a tanuki monster, it's just the statue of one.
Eek.
Get therapy! Get therapy! It's like awfully It's like, Apollo, you're too eager. You're trying to help the person. It's like, that wasn't a yokai! That wasn't a yokai! And look, these are just coffee cups. And this right here, it's nothing more than a fox statue.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Vulpix! God.
You did it, Apollo. Her extreme fear is under control now. It was all just my eyes playing tricks on me. There weren't any yokai at all. See? Clear-cut statement. That's the power of my psychology and your intuition, Apollo.
Yeah, great. We just proved that there were no yokai in... Oh, no.
And just like we thought, there never really were any yokai in the Fox Chamber. Right. There never really were any yokai there.
Oh, you're finally done blabbering. Alright.
So, the fences are certain the exact opposite of their original assertion.
Wait. Jinxie, what about Tenmataro?
There wasn't anyone there dressed up as Tenmataro or any other yokai either. I remember it clearly now. Gotta.
Joking!
Joking!
All of that to shoot yourself in the foot. It's almost impressive.
Order in the court.
I think we just dug our own grave.
Allow me to push you on in. The least I can do.
No! Your Honor, he can't stop doing this. I'm having a heart attack every time he slashes the air near me.
Apollo, can I interrupt your freakout for just a minute? I'm still picking up on some noise.
No, you may not. My life flashed before my eyes, Athena. It happens every time.
It's an unexpected emotion.
Does that mean Jinxie hasn't remembered everything yet?
Exactly. We should be able to get something else out of her. I'll enter the new information we have and run an update.
So escape when I enter the room. Escape out. Oh, so this is new. This is new stuff. I was so scared when I entered the room. My legs gave out and I fell to the floor. There in the fox chamber I saw Elderman dead on the table and Papa collapsed in a chair. Nobody else was there, and that includes Tenmataro. Right. I mean... Oh god, this fucking sound design here is awful too. I
Yeah,
can't stand the fucking
it's
beat.
painful.
Yeah.
It's painful.
I don't really know what it's trying to...
Maybe because sadness goes down a lot in that third one, so maybe that's the weird one.
Yeah, maybe?
Got it!
Oh man, I really don't know if I like this mechanic.
It's pretty silly. It really just feels like they're there to flex the illustrations more than anything, to be honest.
Yeah,
Which, like, if you want to do illustrated testimony, go for it. You don't need an excuse to do that. But, like, you
yeah,
can just
like,
do it.
yeah, it's weird because they probably felt like, okay, hold on, we want to show, we want to, yeah, we want to flex the animations and do more with like just standard testimony, and we want to be able to show like what was actually happening when an eyewitness is talking about what's happening, and there is something interesting to it being like flavored in a way that is through the witness's own perception. So they have to find a way to frame it through the bias of the person, but rather than just saying that this is actually happening, and Athena just has an intuition for when someone's being, or someone has like a weird emotion in their voice, akin to the way Apollo can just sense someone is like, there's a nervous tick and they're lying about something. They tried to blend the bias of the witness into the mechanic itself, and they had to do so much work and explanation to actually make that make sense that I'm just sitting here like, this is not worth it. The extra you gain from the extra stuff you gain for actually explaining why those scenes are now animated the way they are is not worth it, in my opinion. Like, the second that thing came up again, it just took me right out of the entire situation. Between, like, the UI, the sound design, the noisiness of just the visuals in general, it's just like, I'm playing a video game. Like, in that moment, it just makes me super aware I am playing a video game and hitting the Simon Says emotion things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. But yeah, like, they're doing... The shame is they're doing interesting things with it, right? Like, oh yeah, someone who is in a very emotional state after experiencing some trauma of some kind is not recalling those things the way it actually happened. So we have to try and work her through realizing what she was actually looking at. And that Athena actually has some trouble trying to hear other emotions in this person when they are clearly overwhelmed by some specific emotion. That's also great too. But just everything about the UI, everything about like the over-explaining the analysis system that they actually have to weave that with the gameplay is just... Hi, Luca.
Hello, sis.
I'm glad you got here for me complaining about that mechanic again. Sort of. I just, like, it's the Athena mechanic where, it's just, like, we sat there, I was sitting there trying to figure out what the game is actually pointing to, and, like, everything from the UI, the sound design, and just how noisy some of the animations are when you're trying to pick out something. It was just like, what are we doing here? Like, it just took me right out of this entire segment. Welcome to hell. Yeah. And now Taka makes it so that we can't do the actually interesting mechanic that didn't... Like, there are wizards in this world. You don't need to explain through technology and science why Athena is doing the mechanic the way she is. You don't need to do that.
Yeah, rather than it being like some official thing, it'd be neat if she was just listening in really carefully and then leaning into Apollo or Phoenix or whoever's next to her and being like, I think this is what's causing her pain. You should probe this a bit.
Yeah, and you can still frame that in a way that, yeah, she's actually, she is really good at psychoanalyzing and, like, has learnt that. Like, it's not just that she's, like, good with intuition, just with that kind of intuition, but she is learned in that specific area of study, so she has something a little bit more to lean on there. But, yeah, it's just that the technology angle is just, like... it's an interesting counterbalance to sort of the mysticism and stuff that we've had prior, but it feels like it's a crutch to explain the actual way the mechanic works as opposed to just flavor, which the mysticism has kind of done instead. And it'd be interesting if that was kind of the point, that Athena is, like, over-explaining it because she's, like, really, really into the thing, but, like, everyone else is just like, so you can just hear good. And she's the one that's always like, oh, yeah, it's like, you know, starts yapping about her special interest, but in reality, it's actually very straightforward. But they've actually made it more complicated, and everyone around interacting with this is treating it with that same complexity. So whatever you do actually gain from it being a technological feature of Athena's skill, like, there's no, like, it is only a explanation and a crutch. It doesn't really have much flavor to it because you can't put it in juxtaposition to the mysticism because of the way everyone treats it. It's, yeah. The courtroom next door literally had an exorcism in it a few years ago. I don't know why they need to scientifically explain everything and muddy how it works. Yeah, and maybe that speaks to kind of the change in writers, that, like, well, you know, mysticism you could just explain away, but the science, I mean, you have to explain the science. Surely.
See, and that's so weird because this is this is the same writer as the Edgeworth games, which eschew all of that. Edgeworth's lawyer's superpower is basic logic, like being able to connect dots together. And his sidekick Kay gets this this device that can recreate a crime scene in virtual reality. But even then, like, that's not a stretch. Like, that is a plausible technology.
Yeah, and it doesn't, like, the explanation of how that actually works is not like, oh, you know, we had to 3D scan the entire thing and we're using this complicated No, she just has a 3D model.
Yeah, like, it's literally like, if she doesn't know exactly what was there, it appears as a blur because she doesn't have data on it. Like, it's that simple.
Right. Yeah, you could, yeah. I guess, like, the reason is probably more to do with the fact that it is a technology, and it's also dealing with something that's, like, less immediately intuitive than this person created a 3D model, or this magic bracelet senses when someone's lying. Like, those are far more simplistic things that you can just, like, accept. But it feels like they felt the need to aid the player's suspension of disbelief as to this being possible. But, like, there's literally a magic bracelet on screen that changes size when someone's lying. Like, why are we trying to over-explain this specific point and not to make that the point, I guess, is my problem. Like, it feels like we had to try and make this make sense, and that is the only reason that explanation is there. Not to give Athena character, not to juxtapose it with any of the other stuff that's happened in the series. We just need to make sure the player is okay with how this works. And it ends up, like, over-explaining it and, like, just, yeah, completely destroying my ability to kind of, like, just vibe with it. This is case 2, by the way. I think it's more like not change in writers, but change in culture. CSI got big. Just say it's magic. It's... I mean, there is literally a phrase that applies to this. Any seemingly advanced technology will be indistinguishable from magic. You can apply that to here. You don't need a fucking explanation. It just works. Athena's really good with her ears, and the magic thing just tells her the emotions. And they're like, okay. Right. Okay. Alright, back on track. The amount of fear you felt is rather low despite your legs having given out from fright. Could something have lessened your fear?
Actually, I did experience a sudden burst of courage at that moment.
You did? Where did it come from?
Let me think. Oh, it was Mama. I suddenly felt as though she was there with me. Okay, I'll enter sudden burst of courage. Now let's see.
Hey, Athena, are we just gonna move past the fact that she was... Oh, okay. See, like, Okay, I make that joke, but that is actually a way I would love this, right? It's like Athena is like completely like, okay, I'm gonna call myself out here. Remember that time that I misunderstood Mizuki tricked me with the tiger eating grass joke, and my brain
Yeah.
just went, oh yeah, that's a math question. Whereas like, no, listen to the sentence again. Like, if that was Athena, like, she's like so stuck in that world that she's like, okay, yep, you felt a burst of courage, and Apollo's just sitting there like, from sensing her mother was there, and Athena's like, hold on, I'm analyzing the data. Like, that would be funny. That would, like, the fact that this is a technological thing and explained by a lot of science would give, Athena character in that way. Because, like, it says something about her that she is using this talent of hers and applying it in the way that she does. But here it's just... No, that is how the thing works, and that's it. Like, it's just a bit of a shame that, like, the first time we see something like this, at least, you know, from what I've seen, with the investigation series before this, I forget the timeline again.
Yes, Investigations 1 was 2009, so 2 years after Apollo Justice, and Investigations 2 was 2011, so 2 years after that.
Right. Okay. So, like, I guess, you know, 3 models and that. But yeah, I guess it's yeah. The first time it happens in, like, the main series, I guess, it's a... Because I talked a lot about, in Apollo Justice, about how, like, what? Like, not because it's a problem with the narrative per se, but it's just fascinating to me that everyone is just like, oh yeah, magicians are wizards. Yeah. You don't break promises with the magician. Like, that's heresy. Why would you do that? And I'm sitting here like, we are in a court of law, why the fuck? But that, like, adds flavor to the world and, like, the mystique that, like, the Grammarys would have, for example. But this doesn't... This, I feel like, because everyone takes it seriously and doesn't actually say much about Athena as a character as it could have if it, you know, pumped the brakes on trying to explain how the mechanic works, you end up just kind of losing an opportunity to have that say something about a character. I feel like I'm spinning my wheels a little bit here, but does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I understand what you mean, yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I guess it's just also a shame too that this is, you know, we haven't gotten back to the Phoenix Wright show just yet, but like the fact that this, I'm already seeing I'm going to be pretty disappointed with the way the game is going to handle Athena just based off of this. And it doesn't mean they can't pull it back, but like I'm already kind of like, you had an opportunity with this character to actually throw an interesting juxtaposition to everyone else, but it's filled with such bullshit to explain away how the mechanic works that I just lose all interest in it, and I'm overwhelmed by just, you really didn't need to put this much effort into explaining it. And yes, I rewatch that clip every now and then, Luca. It's very good. Just in real time realizing the mistake I made and that Iba did the exact same thing as I did. Especially because I think, like, in the last few seconds of that clip, you can see Mina say something to the effect of, that was the most math teacher-ass answer I've ever seen. Alright. She's determined. And again, it's just like, press A to proceed, whereas, like, it's so... Sorry, this is a really weird thing to pick apart, but, like, the game takes so many opportunities to auto-advance text and stuff like that, that it's really odd that, like, a change like that it would sit there for, it asks you to go past? I don't know, it's like, yeah, okay, I got it. And maybe you know, later on, there's actually a reason you want to sit on that image for a second, but, yeah. Odd choice.
Oh, the noise is all gone. Jinxie seems to have remembered everything now.
Also, it's really unfortunate that I felt the need to actually say all of that shit when there's, like, no background music at all. It's just complete
You're
silence.
listening, you're so valid.
Yippee. courage. Now, where could that have come from? Apollo, she literally told you. Jinxie, was there something that gave you a sudden burst of... I'm sorry, are we in a time loop? Didn't we... We just literally explained... Okay. Oh, fuck, I'm back in Paranormal side again. Oh. There was a... Sorry. Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah. Yes, there was, but,
It just reminded me of something that happened yesterday in Paranormal Site, where a character says something, and then, like, 2 lines later, a character, I think a different character, says something that directly contradicts that to the same character, and I'm just sitting there like, what? But you already explained that. Why are we re-explaining it with a different and there was just, like, it was not touched on at all, and I'm just sitting there like, am I going crazy? Or did I just, like, transport back in time and... yeah, it was weird.
I realized I had done something naughty when I thought about it later. Any idea what could have given Jinxie that courage?
Well, there is one piece of evidence that comes to mind. What if you saw something like it at the scene of the crime? Right. The Ninetales. Oh.
Take that!
Jinxie, you did. Oh, sorry, I didn't even read the fucking line that Apollo said. Jinxie, you didn't happen to see a Ninetales flower here at the scene, did you?
Ah, demon lawyer strikes again. I can't hide anything from you. I found a small case with a picture of a Ninetales flower on it. I liked it so much, I kept it.
Huh. You what? You can't remove evidence from a crime scene? Clap her in irons!
That's right, young lady. Removing evidence is a big no-no. Now the witness will produce said evidence this instant.
Sorry.
Sorry.
It does seem to be some sort of case. Oh, look, something slid out.
Oh.
It appears to be a key. Might I have a look, your boldness?
Why, yes, Oh, God, Tucker!
Ah. This is none other than the master key to QB Manor. Are you certain of this, Prosecutor Blackquill? It matches the serial number of the key that went missing after the murder.
That's an exceptionally well-trained bird. A master key that went missing? Oh, I don't know, I like the sound of that. I believe we were looking for a master key, or one was mentioned.
Oh, that little scamp there has stumbled upon an article of unimaginable consequence.
That's a little melodramatic, don't you think?
Heed these words, for I shall say them but once. The sole key to the Fox Chamber has been in this little scamp's constant possession. Ergo, she was the sole person who could use it before, during, and after the murder. Which leaves the master key as the only other key that could have opened the chamber. But this master key was found in a room that had been locked by this girl.
And your point is?
Until Jinxie Tenma opened the Fox Chamber with her key, the room had been locked tight from the outside world. And there was no one else in there save for the victim and his killer. I trust you have figured it out for yourself by now. A killer other than Mayor Tenma himself would be utterly inconceivable.
No!
Objection!
How could this happen? Mm. The defense's assistant will refrain from growling her frustrations.
Athena, are you alright?
Ugh, I just know Mayor Tenma's innocent, but there's nothing we can do.
This sucks.
Right, Stono. Allow me to put you out of your misery.
Can I decline your offer?
Abandon your client and your misplaced faith in him. Let the relief of a clear head and a clear conscience come rushing in. That will make the inevitable guilty verdict far easier to accept.
Great. Now he's playing Simon Says with us. Well, he's not going to fool us with his stupid mind games. Athena, don't fall for his tricks.
Ugh, now I'm the one who's dazed and confused. Can't even think straight.
Hey, are you alright? She fell right into his trap.
Now, I suggest you make a mad dash from the courtroom and straight into the wild blue yonder. Only by running shall your mind be cleared and your conscience cleansed.
Objection!
Alright, I'll be back in 10.
Stay with me, Athena. Don't let yourself be twisted by that samurai.
Apollo?
Mr. Justice, I heard the word objection, but what is it you object to?
Huh? Oh, right. Objection was more of a reflex than anything else. I was hoping something would come to me while I was trying to stop Athena. Yeah, the the old Edgeworth technique. I still can't believe
Court
that
is
joke.
wait-
Oh, sorry, go on.
The court is waiting, Mr. Justice, though as it stands now.
It kind of, like, speaks to the quality of the writing that in the first game, it is a joke where Edgeworth, like, says objection, but couldn't come up with anything in the time that transpired to say something,
I
and
was
then
hoping to think
immediately
of it.
does it again.
Yeah, I was hoping to think of something to object to while I was objecting. I couldn't.
I didn't. Yeah.
I'll be forced to declare your client guilty and your legal still suspect if this is it. Now, do you have anything that could overturn the prosecution's case?
Well, actually, I do. I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm fine. Oh, he doesn't have a chat.
Apollo, you do have something more than your cords of steel, don't you?
Not really, but we'll be fine.
But...
I've got absolutely nothing. That's never stopped me before. I have to explain how the real killer could have escaped that locked room. Because it's all over if I don't.
Apollo, this calls for a new approach. Try to think outside the box.
Think crazy. Or in this case, inside the box. What a doozy that locked room is, too.
Well, Mr. Justice, do you have anything that can counter the prosecution's argument?
You bet I do. The real killer must have escaped from the locked room one way or another.
Vague conjecture shall only earn you a taste of my blade, Justice Dono.
Time to do or die. Literally.
The events will now explain how it would be possible to escape the locked room.
You sure about this, Apollo? Can you really explain what happened?
I'd really love to be able to see Jinxie's testimony again, because I don't remember where in the hall Tenma Taro actually appears?
She was turning the corner from the phone, and she saw it running down the hallway. So yeah, right in that intersection where your mouse is right now.
Right, but I don't know, like, if... Yeah, I guess it was, like, right around here, which would mean that it's possible that they just popped out of the air duct and ran through, which would be one way of doing that. So, my thoughts at the moment is that the doors swing open, Tenma Taro is actually in the corner, and she barely walks into the room and then runs back out. And that gives Tenma Taro the opportunity to leave. That would be the simplest explanation. It's locked room 101. They either were never in there, or they were there the entire time. Or there's a few more explanations, but they were there the entire time. When, they went in with the key... Well, I guess, like, my theory requires a bit more on how they got in. Which the air duct is definitely
let's discuss. So yeah, let's discuss the. There's 4 ways out of this room, right?
Yeah.
There's the forbidden chamber. There's the window. There's the front door, and there's the air duct. The forbidden chamber won't open. It is sealed shut.
Yeah.
The window overlooks a cliff. You would have to rappel down to jump it, to get out of there, and there's no evidence that anyone. Again, the window only opened a crack, so there's no way that you could squeeze through easily.
Right.
Especially not wearing a Tenma Taro costume. The air duct was too high. It was 9 feet off the ground, and there were no tables or anything around that could have provided a boost, especially since we know Tenma Taro stepped in the blood and would have left footprints anywhere else.
Yeah.
So, when you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth.
Yeah. And I think it's just simply... Especially because when we were examining the crime scene, one of the Tanuki statues didn't line up with the way the other one was stood, and was broken. So, my thinking is that when the doors open, Tenma Taro tries to hide behind the statue, maybe even knocks it over. Jinxie leaves the room to go and call the police, and that gives Tenma Taro the opportunity to just run out the door that was locked. Now. I'm fine. That wasn't an answer, Apollo. You just need to think this whole escaping a locked room thing over from the beginning. So, let's see. If the killer had escaped, how could they have done so?
The choices are pretty limited.
Loading. Oh, we're probably actually loading the 3D environment.
Room has a window, but it doesn't open wide enough for anyone to get through, and there's a sheer cliff outside. As for the air vent, it's up too high, and there's nothing you could stand on to reach it. I wouldn't have done this if I knew the game was gonna recap all this shit right away.
No, well, I mean, I was probably likely gonna go through something similar, so, you're all good. Don't worry about that. But this is the exact same thing that usually happens. Okay, hold on, I need to think about this for a second, and then the game goes, okay, let's think about this for a second.
And needless to say, the forbidden chamber wouldn't open no matter what we did, so that's out.
Yeah. That's why we gotta keep the solution simple. Like they say, simple is best. We need to rule out all of the absolutely impossible escape routes. Then whatever's left just might lead us to how the Fox Chamber was compromised. Your Honor, the defense proposes that the killer escaped through here. The fucking front door.
A hallway door? Well, yes, I suppose that would be the only way out. It would appear you have already forgotten. The only available key until Jinxie Tenma came on scene was within the locked door.
Uh-huh.
How would one exit the Fox Chamber and lock it without a key? Hmm?
Should have seen this coming.
Remember, Apollo, keep it simple.
Wait, that wasn't... But... Okay, but...
No, keep...
Oh, yeah,
No, that
okay.
was the right answer. Just keep
Okay.
going.
Simple. Right. I understand if the killer had exited the room with the key, but...
Well, Mr. Justice, the prosecution has some fine Japanese steel waiting unless you explain yourself
So
quickly.
they did let him have a sword? He's charging up. No, I'm fine. I can explain myself. The reason the Fox Chamber's hallway door was locked was because Tenma locked it from inside. The perp locked it from outside?
If he left the room with the key, and then locked it from the outside, that's kind of the only way it could do it. Because if it was locked from the inside, there's no way to get through the front door, right?
Until someone else unlocks it.
Yeah,
But
but
what? That isn't that... Maybe I'm misunderstanding the position of the key. So the key is inside the room
yeah,
when Jinxie arrived.
yeah,
But she opened the door. Right?
yeah, because she had the key to that room, and then the master key was the one sitting on the floor.
On the floor, yeah. So Tenma could lock it from the inside, allowing Jinxie to open it from unlock it from the outside. Because the key needs to be in the room.
Hmm.
Yeah, no. Mayor Tenma locked it himself up.
Oh, that's
What?
confusing. That's really confusing wording on that.
What the fuck? That's really bad. Come on, we were making jokes about people mistaking the two, and then you made an option that was specifically vague. That's really bad. Oh my god. Glass him.
Yeah, it's a glass him
yeah.
situation.
Hey, Apollo, it was Tenma. Right. Mayor Tenma. No! God. Mayor Tenma locked it himself after the killer fled the... After... What? Why after... Oh my god, that's... Nothing about that option suggested anything about the exact time.
They could have added Mayor to that. Like, Mayor Tenma would have made it so much more clear
Yeah.
that's not the right option.
Yeah. After the killer fled the scene, just in case the killer decided to return. That would explain why the room was locked.
Yes, I see. Then again, wouldn't Mayor Tenma have mentioned that himself?
Oh, maybe it slipped his mind because of that blow to his head? Ah!
I've already considered investigating such possibilities.
You have?
The mayor's fingerprints were not found on the door or its doorknob. The only fingerprints found belonged to the alderman. Ergo, the mayor did not so much as touch the door.
Oops. Okay then, how about... The reason the Fox Chambers hallway door was locked was because the perp locked it from outside?
I guess that's the only answer.
And
yeah.
then I guess climbed into the vent to get in there after the fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To drop it back in, yeah.
Yep. Oh, yeah, it'd be really funny, actually, if, Not sure I'm totally following the game here, but... Yeah, okay. What if the room was locked from the outside? In other words, the killer took the key through the hallway door, then locked it!
Consider this. The master key was found inside the tightly locked fox chamber. Any assertion that the key was removed from that room is a blatant contradiction of fact.
Exiting the room before locking the door would require taking the key outside. But the key was found inside the room, which does seem like a contradiction.
We could explain both. If only there was another entrance into the room that we just covered. Like, how the key could be inside the room and be used to lock the door from outside. Yeah, because the vent is a one-way thing, but it's been dismissed as completely impossible.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if the defense can respond before Prosecutor Blackwell draws his sword and cuts them down.
The life bar
How could the master key...
Sorry, go on.
How could the master key be at the crime scene despite the room being locked tight?
The life bar is real now. Slipped it in with
Apollo
the door.
sees it hovering over his head, and he's like, "Hey, what does that mean? Hey,
Yeah.
what does that mean?"
What? Yeah, the judge. He doesn't actually have a sword, right? He doesn't, right? He doesn't have. He's not gonna. He's joking about the dying thing, right? Like, I feel like we brushed over that a bit too much. The courtroom is a PvP enabled area. Okay, slipped it in when the door was open. No. Threw it in from outside. Yep. Changed the lock. Changed the lock. What if someone threw it into the room from outside? You know, something like... Go out the hallway door, lock the room, and toss the key back in through the window? That would explain how the master key could be inside the locked room. Blackwell has white woman normals! God!
He's got to have that one-handed sweep then.
Yep. Yep.
There is a cliff outside the fox chamber's window. Throwing the key in from there is an impossibility.
Oh. Right. Ah!
I wonder if the key could have been tossed in from somewhere other than the window.
Somewhere other than the window. Could the key have been tossed in through somewhere other than the window? Air duct.
Take that!
The air vent?
Yes. The window may be out of the question, but the air vent's not.
Oh, that's right. The Fox Chamber's air duct. It leads out into the hallway.
And the master key is round, so you could roll that sucker through the vent. That's right. The real killer entered the air duct from the vent outside the Fox Chamber. Then dropped the key into the room through the vent inside the chamber.
That's preposterous.
Ooh, that explains how the key got in there after it was used to lock the door perfectly.
Mr. Justice, I'm afraid I'm a bit confused.
Yeah, this track really does fuck Pluko. It's good. It's
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll explain it so even Your Honor can understand. I'm sorry, did you just first, the real killer, disguised as Tenmataro, murdered the alderman in the Fox Chamber? Then they fled the room through the hallway door. Oh my god, he was hiding in the vent! Oh, I didn't even think of that.
The killer fucking vented.
He did fucking vent! That asshole! Oh man, I was overcomplicating this. Like the air, we haven't touched the air duct at all, but because of the way the doors are open, I was like, yeah, you could just stand there. There was also a folding screen, like, I don't know, there's a lot of ways that the person could be literally still in the room and still, like, walk out after the thing was closed. I was overcomplicating that. Then, they fled the room through the hallway door and locked it. Next, they entered the air duct from the vent outside in the hallway. Right, so they go into the vent around the time Jinxie comes through, and has dropped the key by the time Jinxie opens the door. Yeah, okay. Finally, the killer tossed the key into the room through the air vent in the ceiling there. All that was left to do after that was go back through the duct and flee the manor. Well, Your Honor, could that be any clearer?
Amazing. Even I could follow that.
Oh my god. Is that level 2? The Judge Hammer thing in
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Order in the court.
was-
Objection overruled.
I was trying to remember what level super that was. Fuck.
I mean, it's a level 1 because every super in Marvel is either level 1 or level 3, but you have to be in his courtroom phase to use it, so it's effectively a level 2 since you have to build up to it first.
Okay, gotcha. He understood something, yep.
The judge seems really pleased.
I don't know, I feel like he's about to hit someone with that hammer, Athena. That explains everything. The real killer was someone dressed up like Tenmataro. And there was someone else other than the mayor and the alderman in that room. It's like, the prosecutor, well, that was a turnabout. Oh my god, they said the thing! I'm sorry, what did that woman say? Can we get a run back on that one? That massive forehead of his seems so much more attractive now!
Chick magnet, hell yeah.
Yeah. Fucking call me
Burt
F.
King Mama A.
Yeah. Call me F, forehead. See, let's see how you like it now, fucking Clavier.
Order, I say.
Now that I've proved the possible third party, I don't see how our client could be guilty.
Silence.
A valiant effort, Justice Donor, but your final thrust missed its mark.
Huh? Huh?
Oh.
Both that little scamp and the tricksy Tanuki saw the yokai after it left the room. But then what? Did that irksome yokai simply go through the foyer and waltz right out the front door?
That's exactly what happened. The killer fled from the...
But that's impossible, without being spotted by the foyer security camera, that is.
Yeah, there it is.
The electric eye here would have captured any pesky little yokai trying to escape.
Excellent Judas Priest song, that.
Yep.
It sucks, but I love it. It is one of the cheesiest songs I've ever heard, one of the most overplayed metal songs of all time, but I have such an affection for it.
I feel like I'm struggling to remember how that actually goes. I'll have to look it up after.
Yeah,
It's been
it's basically just like a metal retelling of George Orwell's 1984, essentially.
Right. God.
However, there is no sign of Timotaro anywhere in the security footage.
What?
Save for the foyer entrance, there's no other way to flee the manor, is there?
I don't feel so good.
Hold it!
Wait, I believe there is one other way to escape besides the foyer entrance. There's a large window in the foyer. It's possible to escape through there without being seen by the security camera.
Hey, you're right.
Silence.
Must I point out every crucial detail to the defense?
Yes. Are you
Seems
aware
you
you're
la-
still a prosecutor, Blackwell?
He's gonna listen. He's a Birdman.
Yeah, okay, true.
It seems you lack not only brains, but investigative prowess to boot. That is the cliff side of the manor.
Right, yeah, that would line up.
The only killer escaping that way would be a dead one.
None?
No. No.
Oh god.
Oh.
Athena? Wait, so the killer didn't escape out the foyer window? What the heck, right?
I suppose your next proposal is the killer sprouted wings and flew off into the sunset.
That would mean the killer really was a yokai.
Well, we had some sort of evidence that could point to a flying killer.
Who's saying we don't? As completely far-fetched as it might be. Oh my fucking god. Wait a minute. Do we have... Yeah, no, there it is. They fucking threw the costume out the window. Oh, yeah, that... Okay, yep, yep. Got it.
What? You're saying you could prove the killer could fly?
Whoa. I thought I was the one with the cords of steel.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
I mean, I've heard it all in this courtroom, but this seems like it might be topping it. Your Honor?
What evidence do you have that the killer flew away?
This is fucking, Gordy all over again. Take a look at this special edition paper. Tenmataro, Real or Flight of Fantasy? I've almost said Flight of Fantasy there. What does this article prove, Mr... Oh, sorry, no, that's the judge. Shit, my bad.
Tenmataro, real or flight of fancy? What does this article prove, Mr. Justice?
He doesn't even have a silk hat. The photo in that article was taken shortly after the murder. Maybe the yokai in that photo is the killer shortly after they fled out the window?
Mr. Justice, you're not seriously suggesting...
Oh, I'm serious. I mean, it all adds up. Killer, disguised as Temataro, flew away. You know, by some way or another.
Silence.
What are you playing at?
It is your brain that has flown the coop. That image is not but trick photography of some other form of artifice.
Okay then, how about the Tenmataro figure Mr. Filch saw? It just vanished into thin air?
No, there is a rational, common-sense explanation for that. That infernal yokai, our tricksy Tanuki witness, never reached the entrance. He, or should I say she, turned back before the camera's electric eye.
Huh? She? I don't like where this is going one bit.
Now, the fact that we know the yokai had come from the Fox Chamber means that it was likely either Mayor Damien Tenma or his daughter Jinxie Tenma. However, we know that Mayor Tenma was already unconscious at the time.
Oh, not good. Not good at all.
France, Montero.
Do you understand the gravity of the situation now, Justice Dono? The falsified yokai remnants, and the appearance of Tenmataro were the work of one individual. And And that individual is none other than Jinxie Tenma.
Oh, fuck. Ah, no! Is this the first time a case has really gone like this, where we had one initial defendant, and then, through proving everything, we actually shifted the blame onto someone else that wasn't the culprit?
I mean, I guess in Turnabout Sister, Maya is the defendant for the first half, and then Phoenix is defending himself for the second half.
Oh, I suppose that's true. But yeah, that's more just red-white coming out of nowhere with the accusation, rather than the natural conclusion of the evidence being presented is that actually maybe this person made it all up. To cover for, yeah. Oh shit, sorry, I think I skipped that.
Order, order! The defense will stop competing for the greatest freakout ever.
It's an old meme, but it checks out.
It certainly does.
The little scamp was no doubt simply trying to protect her father. And it's no wonder that his superstitious mind conjured up this mad masquerade.
Oh, I guess his point isn't that she was the one who did the murder, but rather that she's covering for her father. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prosecutor Blackwell's assertion makes perfect sense to me. It's far more convincing than saying the killer escaped by flying out of the window. Huh. Did you truly believe this could end any other way?
Did we fall right into his trap?
What do we do now, Apollo?
Our case no longer stands without a real yokai. If only we had one.
Bailiff, Caesar, it's time I interrogated her as the samurai of your wood.
Oh? Oh. Maya Tenma?
This farce is over. How does it feel seeing your own daughter accused of a cover-up most foul?
Tenma Taro's true identity is...
Now, Mr. Mayor, it would be futile at this point to claim you were the yokai. After all, you have been knocked out cold by a blow to the skull. Slipping into a yokai costume and roaming about the manor would be all but impossible.
Yeah, I was gonna say Vulpix. I don't... Considering this man's penchant for just whipping out his sword in the courtroom, I don't trust him.
Consider this well. As it stands, your daughter will be arrested for obstruction of justice. But if you confess, the prosecution will be willing to overlook her yokai
Oh,
flaws.
you piece of shit.
Confess? The defendant intends to confess?
Whipping out his sword, Luca. Wait.
Apollo, Prosecutor Blackwell's up to his mind games again.
Mayor Tenma, no! Don't fall for his twisted words.
He's freaking the mayor's bean, Apollo.
If you're sent away for murder, Jinxie will be left all alone. Real killer is...
Mayor Tenma's gonna confess unless we do something.
But I can't prove how the real killer could have flown away. Core. Look... Oh my fucking god. Look upon me in despair, for ripe is... Oh, actually, no, sorry, he's changing it into the voice. Look upon me in despair, for ripe is the time for my return.
Beautiful.
Hmm? Uh-oh. I should watch what I wish for. What? Foolish mortals! I am Tenma Taro, the yokai you seek. May it Tenma? Silence! I am Tenma Taro, freed from the bonds binding me to the Forbidden Chamber. Behold, the return of the Demon King. What the...
Demon King?
Oh, then I think it's time for me to take a vacation.
Oh my god. I'm in agony, though, because I'm like, y'all, it was a costume. He threw it out the window. Why is no... Please, someone with a brain cell. Actually, oh, fuck,
What
the only
is
brain
wrong?
cells in the room are with fucking Blackwell, evidently.
He will explain himself.
Actually, you know what? We should take a break here, because they won't be
We're
about time.
almost done. We can just push through a bit more.
Okay, fair enough.
Are you saying you're Tenma Taro, the yokai we've been chasing this whole time?
Indeed, it is I, Tenma Taro, the one whom you seek, come to reveal the truth. This child is Tenma Taro, you say? Ha! What nonsense. So, Mayor Tenma is a yokai now? His body is now mine.
So you're saying that Mayor Tenma is being possessed by you? And that the yokai that Jinxie Tenma and Phineas Filch saw? And the one captured in the newspaper photo? Those were all you?
The accursed power of these warding charms prevents me from revealing my true form. The fucking wide shot of both of them being like, what is happening?
Group flop sweat.
Yep.
Your boldness. Can this not be interpreted as an admission of guilt? Well, a confession by a yokai would be quite unprecedented. Be that as it may, the defense's case has been overturned.
Huh? What?
You claim the yokai that little scamp saw was some third party, the true killer. The one who escaped from the locked fox chamber, but it was the accused all along.
But that doesn't make sense, Blackwell. That literally does
He
not
doesn't get it. He is literally just doing whatever's easiest. That's like
Yeah.
his characterization. He will jump on whatever train of thought takes him to the station fastest.
Yeah, no, yeah, fuck.
Ironic, is it not? Your yokai turned out to be real in a manner of speaking. Well, the old woman's killer was none other than Mayor Tenma. And the yokai at the scene? That too was Mayor Tenma, or should I say, our dear Tenma Taro.
You know, now that I
he
think
was-
about it, Jinxie enters the room and sees the mayor there. She leaves, and then Tenma Taro goes running through the building. But Anne doesn't leave, which means that that the next time people see the mayor in the chair, it would be, yeah, okay. It's not like literally impossible that it could have been Mayor Tenma, but or his body, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's like because minutes ago Blackwell was dead set on Jinxie being Tenma Taro, but now that he's got like a confession, he's like, yeah, sure, let's go with this.
Yep. Well, I mean, he just said he was guilty, so we could
Who are
wrap this
we
up
to
now.
doubt the witness's insistence?
Yeah.
Pieces have all fallen into place.
How so, Prosecutor Blackwell?
It seems I must spell it out for you. I could do lunch. Anyone else want lunch?
Yeah.
Ain't eating nothing but slop in the cafeteria. A man can only take so many mashed potato dinners before he loses his mind.
But potatoes, though. The British staple.
Mayor Tenma killed the alderman in the fox chamber, which was locked at the time.
I hear Nine Tails Vale's actually got some really good ramen, so I thought about checking that out at some point.
He then removed the warden charms from the Forbidden Chamber's door, but then fell unconscious from the blow the alderman had delivered to his head. That's when his daughter, Jinxie Tenma, stumbled on the scene of the crime. Well, that little scamp fled in terror, whereupon the spirit of Tenmataro, freed at last from the charm's warden effect, took possession of the mayor. The newly freed Tenmataro then fled from the Fox Chamber. So you see, the yokai Jinxie Tenma saw was her father possessed by Tenmataro.
I also love how this directly contradicts literally what we established before about the keys movements.
Yeah,
Sorry, go on.
And the guy who was saying just earlier, superstitions are bullshit, they're the opiates of the masses, is now saying, oh yeah, he turned into a bird monster and flew out the window.
Yeah, no, literally.
I honestly adore how much of a bullshitter he is. Like, I think it's totally fine for a prosecutor to just change their argument seemingly on a whim if you establish it's like actually part of their character.
Yeah, like he doesn't want to be here, he wants to get out as quick as possible, so... Oh, this train of thought didn't work, well how about this one? Oh yeah, he just confessed, oh okay, well there you go. Again, then just turns his back to the rest of the room while they argue.
Objection!
But when we arrived on the scene, the mayor was found unconscious. How's that possible if he was supposed to have flown out the foyer window?
And what? Do you mean to say the mayor of QB Manor, Jinxie Tenma, was Tenmataro?
Oh. Ah. That too is easily explained. Flew about for a time, did I, but presently tired, I made for the Forbidden Chamber. But alas, exhaustion took me unawares in the Fox Chamber, and I knew no more.
It was seeing the pieces are still in place.
Is Blackwell up to his tricks again?
I don't know what to say. Is the defendant a real, live...
Is that rumor about Tenma true? I knew yokai were real.
Mummy's alive!
I mean, he really did kill the alderman just so he could release Tenmataro.
Oh my god, look up. I hate that you're right, but Simon Blackwell would absolutely be a fan of the last camera.
God. That is the coolest movie I've ever seen.
He's got two posters in his cell, the Steel Samurai and the Last Samurai.
Yeah. God.
Now we've got everyone in the courtroom believing in yokai.
Simon says on steroids. He wants to convict
He
our
wants to
client.
convict her.
Oh, that
Oh,
was you.
yeah. He wants to convict our client any way he can, even if it means blaming a yokai.
Yeah, there we go. I love
Yeah.
it. It's so good.
Yeah, he
He's
does
like,
not
whatever.
care. This is a train of logic that is not being counted right now and is going to get your client guilty.
Yeah, he's like I've crafted the masterful catch-22. Either you say yeah, it was all Damien, or I take Jinxie down with him.
Yep.
The proverbial ducks are all in a row. You should now have no qualms about finding the accused guilty, Your Boldness. This is one of the most bizarre cases in my entire career. Otherworldly, in fact. Can yokai even be prosecuted under our legal system?
Excellent out-of-context screenshot right there.
Yeah. We almost convicted ghosts, so at this point... Mayor Tenma is just pretending to be Tenmataro to protect his daughter. Plus, I already proved how a third party could have escaped from the locked room. A verdict at this point would be premature.
Since both sides have raised valid points, I have no choice but to...
Silence.
This is the dark age in the law where defense attorneys are not to be trusted. Did you hear about the one that forged evidence? I know it was overturned, but did you hear about it? Scary stuff, ain't it?
I never did that, of course. That's beneath me.
What if I... What if I told you this little scamp was his protege? He could be forging all sorts of evidence.
Oh, fuck. Oh, he would. God damn.
This is but a ploy to gain time for them to fabricate evidence. How will I sleep tonight?
I also liked how this is the exact opposite scenario of the first time this happens with Edgeworth.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Knowing you will not let the sun rise on the mayor's day of reckoning, Justice Dono.
Objection!
I won't fabricate any evidence.
Silence!
Will too. And prove it by joining me. A night in the clink will ensure you will not succumb to temptation.
How about I just promise not to succumb to anything?
We have both evidence and a confession. The killer is his yokai before us. It is beyond dispute. Trust me. Source, dude, trust me.
Yeah. My source is that
Guilty
I made...
verdict is all but...
What's wrong with him? Prosecutor Blackwell, we've had enough of your hijinks. The foundation of justice is fair play. You are in serious violation of that. He could do that the entire time! I'm losing my mind! Ugh. Apollo Justice succumbs to malaria. God, Luca. Oh. Yeah, you violated the justice.
What in the devil was that? Fulbright, have you tampered with my shackles in some manner?
Ha ha ha! It seems you found that quite shocking.
Corporal punishment.
It's my special Jolt of Justice device. Each press is a shocking reminder to behave.
You shall pay for this. I summon Blackwell voucher.
Your Honor, you need not fear now. I believe Prosecutor Blackwell will remain on his best behavior. A bit late with the reassurances, aren't we, Detective? Yeah, for real!
Well, in that case... This concludes today's deliberations. The prosecution and defense will use this opportunity to further their investigations. This court is adjourned.
Since Blackwell can't leave prison without special permissions, I like to just picture him sitting in his prison cot, kicking his leg as like a teenage girl at a sleepover as he texts Fulbright instructions on what to do.
Here's how to mislead the defense. Please make sure you do this.
He keeps making Fulbright take selfies with the evidence he collects.
Oh god. Okay, is Nat... Whoa. Yep. We've had parrots, we've had ghosts. What? Yeah, why not? A yokai. Dear God.
He just wants pictures and Fulbright sends selfies.
Look
He's
at
like the guy.
Aren't I doing a good job, Blackwell?
He's like the guy from Neo The Roll Ends With You, who keeps sending you hints on where you have to go next, but they're all really shitty, blurry, out of focus selfies.
Oh yeah, God. Oh, that's funny. Fuck.
So I can probably go for like another hour before I should tag out to grab some food. So
Yeah, that sounds good. We can take a break here then.
Yep, that works.
And come back with day 2. I'm sure we'll be running into LaBelle again, so...
Hey, more opportunity to do funny voices, right?
This is true, but... It's disgusting, man.
Literally sprays other people in the face with perfume.
Yeah, it's obviously not kicking the dog, but it's such like an assholey thing to do that's just that's such a good thing to give that character, because it's immediately like, yeah, no, asshole, completely. unrepentant.
Yeah.
Does not give a shit. Alright, we'll be right back. I'm back. Yippee. Oh, man. I really need to make sure I'm getting sleep. I have, had a pretty busy week, but I don't know, I feel like I haven't, like, I feel like I have slept, but, like, I think it's been very easy to get back into being tired again, more than I would like. I'm usually good after weeks be long. Yeah, they sure do. I'm usually good after, you know, getting a bit of wheat bix into me and stuff like that, but yeah, today I've been a little bit off. I mean, I guess I was up, like, a little bit later than I usually am, last night, but wouldn't have thought anything that would actually, time me out so much, but anyway. I don't know. I will say, I think it makes sense that they want where they're breaking this up right now, but I'm considering, well, yeah, I guess it does make sense to some degree, but, like, the fact that no one was saying, like, maybe, well, we're under the assumption that someone dressed up as Tanmataro right up until the point that we established that he couldn't have left through the front door, and that no one thought they threw the costume out the window. And I guess the only person that might have gone down that logical point would have been Blackwell, because I recognize he's probably smart enough to think that. No, it's actually a real yokai. Yeah, no, now it's a real yokai. But, like, the thing is that usually the prosecutor would be, like, poking the logic in that way, but Blackwell is just kind of letting it go through and being like, oh yeah, that'll get him guilty. Fuck the logic to it. So, even if he recognized, and he's probably smart enough to know, like, that stuff might have flown out the window. He's not gonna bring that up. Because he's not interested in the truth. He just wants to fucking go home. catch the last samurai before it finishes at prison. Yeah. It is a very funny place to leave it, though, because, like, I came to the conclusion before we even presented the newspaper as evidence, and then we had an extended period of no gameplay, just going like, uh-oh, case is going off the rails, and I'm like... He's seen it 237 times. Yep, it's the only movie he watches. It's the only entertainment in the prison, actually. Although I am wondering where we go from here in terms of the actual investigation, because in my mind, LaBelle does all of this stuff and then runs to the front door, throws out the costume, and fucking throws out the costume. Filch isn't gonna say shit because he's basically under his thumb, and that's how it kind of appears like he was fine. Or, that's how it appears that the yokai escaped. And it would explain how the killer was able to kind of, like, get away by just not appearing to be related to the incident. But there's a few things like the blackmail we've got to sort out. There's a bit more evidence we need to find of what LaBelle was actually up to during that time. We still haven't fully explained... Hello. Oh, welcome back. We still haven't really touched much on what happened with the window either, now that I think about it. Like, it came up incidentally when Simon was pointing out that the alderman was, was the Amazing Ninetales. But we haven't really dug into what transpired at the crime scene outside of the immediate kind of like evidence that we saw. So I guess there is still a fair bit to kind of touch on, but yeah. This last bit's really gonna be, like, understanding what LaBelle was doing and all that, I think.
Yeah. What was the motive, as is the most important part of any case, according to his attorney?
Yep.
You can have someone... Yeah, you can have someone dead to rights with, like, solid physical proof that they committed a crime, and they'll still be like, okay, well, what was my motive, though? And the attorney will be like, damn it, they're right. If I can't prove their motive, we have nothing.
We have nothing. It doesn't make... the...
And it's very funny that did not matter for Turnabout Trump. The case explicitly ended without discovering what Kristoff's motive was, and he even said, "I'm not telling you all shit."
Yeah. Which we did see via gameplay because it had the black lock on it.
Yeah.
Well, didn't we end up inferring? Oh no, Turnabout Trump was the first case, not yeah.
Yeah, and even, like, at the end, during the little denouement, Apollo even says, we never found out why he killed Mr. Smith, though.
I mean, it more or less hinted at what might have been the case, because we walked through the whole scenario where he lost at cards to Smith, and he didn't take him on as his lawyer, his defense,
I mean,
because
that was later on, yeah. But in the first case, like, it ends with Apollo being like, "We never found out what his motive was."
Sorry,
like, it draws attention to that, and yet, which is odd because in every other Ace Attorney case, they treat motive like, "Oh, if you can't prove that, then you don't have a case."
Yeah, that it suddenly lets that fly because, like.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the point is there that the fabricated evidence is the smoking gun there.
Yeah, though I do love that Kristoff is like a chess master type character who manipulates everyone from the shadows, and yet he was undone by two extremely dumbass instances of talking too much, being too flowery with his language. Like, the two specific points where he described the cards as their backs bathed in blue flame, and someone cracked his bone china plate.
Yeah.
It's like you could have just not said both of those things. You could have said, "Oh yeah, those cards had interesting backs," or "Oh, someone smacked them on the head." And both cases you would get your point across without incriminating yourself. But both times you just had to be a poetic motherfucker.
Yeah, like it's on the level of ironically, it's on the level of Filch just saying like, "Oh yeah," and the jangly stuff, and I'm like, sorry, the what?
Exactly. It's so funny, but like, what I like is that it's consistent with his character, because he's gotten away with this shit for 7 years. He thinks he's an untouchable.
Exactly, and he likes to kind of like puff up the circumstances because of that, because he is so confident, and that ends up being ultimately the thing that gives it away. Just don't talk like an anime villain, bro. Yeah, really. Why do you need to embellish everything you're saying, Kristoff? They'll kill you.
Kristoff, you're right too fruit, your swag's too different, they'll kill you. And they did.
Yeah, they certainly did. Did you do this?
Oh no, I didn't take this
Okay,
one. You're right.
Sorry.
Having a yokai testify in court is unprecedented, to say the least.
Please don't be... Okay, there we go. I am Tenma, the yokai you seek. How could such a straight-laced man like Mr. Tenma suddenly become a demon?
Yeah, it's strange. Even worse, Prosecutor Blackwell's playing along. I can't even think straight anymore. I need to go for a run. See you in a bit.
Wait, what about the investigation? He just ran out of the room! Oh, well...
I would like to propose that, Apollo, Phoenix, and Athena form the prep nerd jock trinity of the Write Anything Agency.
Yes, absolutely. Right is the nerd. Apollo is the prep. And, yeah, Athena would be the jock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Whoa!
Whoa, whoa.
Oh, that's Athena,
Trucy,
sorry.
welcome back.
What did Trucy say? Oh, back, eek. Oh, right, she probably almost ran into her.
Oh, you're in your stage outfit. Back from work? Yep. I really nailed this new magic trick I've been working on. I also heard about those tricks that were conjured up in court earlier today. You know, the Demon Out of Nowhere trick and Polly's tightrope style defense trick.
I was seriously considering a disappearing act of my own after all that craziness. Apollo, no. No, don't even joke. Don't even
just
joke
zooms in
about
on her
that.
eye while she's making this face.
Traumatized the
Farewell,
poor girl.
Trucy. I apologize that you'll never receive the love of your biological father, but at least you can make it rich someday.
There's a fucking DBZA joke of just like, Goku always saying like, bye, son. I'm just imagining, like, in her memory, she's like, but Dad, where are you going? Bye, Trucy.
Farewell, Trucy. I'm off to get cigarettes. Magical cigarettes.
Anyway, our next trick is to find a suspect other than the mayor. I know the killer must have used the air duct in their escape.
And whoever did that was the Tenmataro that Mr. Filch and Jinxie saw.
Right. Maybe there's some evidence in the air duct.
The real fight starts right now. Get ready for the next battle. Hey, before you go, let me make the evidence you no longer need disappear.
Oh, okay.
3, 2, 1. Ta-da!
Unnecessary evidence has disappeared into Trucy's magic panties. Awesome. Great. Good. I wonder where all that stuff goes. The Wheel of Fate. The lazy Susan of Fate is turning, Apollo. Round 1.
Okay, let's get over to the scene of the crime. Vamonos, Apollo, vamonos!
Here we are. Is that... Okay, that is twinkling. Thought so.
Detective Fulbright, mind if we search the air duct?
Well, since you really are on the side of justice, I suppose I can let you... Plus, my own sense of justice has been called into doubt, so...
Murphy's been like this ever since the trial.
Well, his sense of justice has been beaten to a pulp. It'll probably take a while for him to recover.
I sort of feel bad for him. Shout out to people with anxiety. I sort of feel bad for you. Yeah.
Oh, God. She would.
But we have work to do. Let's go get the evidence we need.
The air duct is the key. We know the Tenmataro impersonator used it to make an escape. After murdering the
I'm so...
Oh, go on.
Sorry, go on.
No, go on.
I'm so fucking brain rotted, I can never hear the phrase X is the key without thinking about Jar Jar is the key to all this.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah. After murdering the alderman, we can figure out the key. Everyone loves the key, right?
He's a funnier character than we've had before.
After murdering the alderman, the killer left the fox chamber through the hallway door. Then after locking the door from the outside, the killer entered the air duct in the hallway, creating the locked room. Finally, the killer dropped the key into the fox chamber through the air vent here. Then went back through the duct and fled the manor. That's how the illusion of no one entering or leaving the locked room was created.
the killer passed through the air duct, maybe we'll find some evidence there.
Yeah, maybe some black feathers or something like that. Oh, here's our vent. It's awfully high up.
Don't worry, I brought a stepladder. Happy hunting.
Stepladder mention. How nice of her to volunteer me for the job. Athena...
Listen up, Apollo. Someone's got to stand here and hold it steady.
Wait, right. I was about to say, Athena is much taller than Apollo, but then I remember last stream we had this exact discussion and actually Apollo is taller. But Athena just gives lanky tall woman.
It is the best fanon I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Athena is a tall trans woman and Apollo is a short trans man.
Yep. Incredible. Whoa, it's pitch black in here. Well, here goes nothing. There's a thick layer of dust in here. I don't get it. What? This is a very strange way of actually us visiting the air duct.
Find anything? Yikes, Apollo, what happened? You're covered in dust.
Yeah, Apollo just contracted so many diseases.
He has feudal age diseases they ain't even heard of in years.
Yep. How did you manage to get polio from an air duct? What?
He sneezes and his mucus is like pitch black.
Yeah. The Black Plague. What do you mean? Filch turns up and is like, my air duct lung, we call that. Yeah, dust. Lots of dust.
So, what'd you find?
You know how dust collects on something when nobody uses it for a long time?
Yeah, like Mr. Wright's desk back at the office.
God. Right. You think it'd be possible to crawl over that sort of dust without leaving a trail?
I seriously doubt it. Wait, you're not suggesting... No one's gone through that air duct lately?
Kinda looks that way. And if it's true, Mayor Tenma is going to be fingered as the killer.
He's gonna be what?
He's got... Phrasing, Apollo!
But...
If we don't turn things around quickly. In justice we trust. Ah, Jesus. Ha ha ha. Sorry, Mr. Justice. But it seems your justice was not the most just after all. It is my sense of justice that has prevailed. Ah.
Dr. Fulbright sure seems chipper all of a sudden.
Ugh. I'm back to my old devastated self. Oh, come on. Where's that never say die spirit? Bring it on, Mr. Lawyer Man. Bring it on. Let me suffer in peace. Ha ha ha! Justice prevails once more.
It's not over yet. And besides, kicking someone when they're down is what bad guys do.
Ah! Are you calling me a bad guy? Me, Bobby Fulbright, champion of justice?
How about some information on the investigation? We need some help here.
Information? About the investigation? Why would the lawyers for the defense need that? Alright, but I won't have you calling me a bad guy ever again. Understood?
We did it, Apollo.
What just happened? Yeah, but how long can we keep this up? Bobby Bad Guy, the protagonist of Guilty Gear. Bobby Full Gloom. I don't know, that's the best I got. Investigation.
I can't believe Prosecutor Blackwell would stoop that low. I mean, putting the blame on a yokai, he really wants a conviction at all costs.
run for its money when she's mad. Yes, well, I have him writing a self-reflective essay as we speak. He gave him homework! I must not murder the defense. I must not murder the defense.
He's sitting there in prison, gripping his pen so tightly it's turning his knuckles white,
Yeah.
running sword off, sword off, sword off over and over again.
Oh, true. He's gonna get 25 pages of haiku back, yeah.
I doubt that'll teach him anything.
Yeah, he'll probably just write.
Dotard.
What? I don't know what that word means.
It's a very old-fashioned word for like someone who's like clumsy or slow, I think.
An old person, especially one who's become physically weak or whose mental faculties have declined.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm just look, man, language is a thing. But like, I'm sorry, I read that and I saw the last 4 letters and stopped myself going, hold on. Yeah, he'll probably
Yeah, fortunately, the etymology is very different, so...
Right.
Doted.
Doted. Thank you, Google's pronunciation thing. Yeah, he'll probably just write dotted 1,000 times. You can't say that, Capcom. I don't care if you made your main character autistic, you can't say that.
Yeah, it's funny, it actually has the same root word as wizard.
Huh.
It has
I can see that. They're both words to describe older people, one wise and one not. Huh.
Because like, any words with the suffix "r" come from the German "hard," which means like hardy or like very.
Mm-hmm.
So a wizard is someone who's like very good at something, and a dotard is someone who's very,
not good.
yeah, like foolish or weak.
Huh. That whole yokai business is most likely a ploy to win a conviction. Truth is, Prosecutor Blackwell believes Jinxie Tenma planted that yokai stuff. Planted it in an effort to protect her father, the real killer.
Yeah, right. I'd like to see him prove it.
Whoa, calm down. He doesn't have any direct evidence, but we did find this. There we go. I was wondering on break. I didn't actually say anything about it. Where the staff even came from? Like, what is it doing here? It was at the base of the cliff just outside QB Manor. Okay, so it was thrown out. It was thrown out with a costume. Yeah. Wait, that isn't the staff Tenma Taro was supposedly carrying, is it? The one and only. Miss Tenma no doubt tossed it over the cliff when she was done.
No way. Well, what about Prince?
Oh my god, Fulbright stumbled over the fucking solution to this whole thing. Like, he's not saying it, but he's so close to actually getting it that
I know, isn't it funny?
Oh, that's hilarious. It went out the window. Why would Tenma Taro drop it? Blah 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 blah. Oh, sorry, did we do that line? I did.
I did that one, yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool. Nope, no prints. But if she was wearing a costume, there wouldn't be any anyway. Well, prints or no prints, it's not going to work in our favor. Sounds like the staff might belong to the mansion. But if that's the case... then where in the mansion did Tenma Taro get it from? That's a great question, Apollo. Did Prosecutor Blackwell figure out that the victim was the Amazing Ninetales? He did indeed. He's a sharp one, alright. He figured it out while investigating the municipal merger in the victim's past. The Amazing Ninetales sparked the yokai craze and worked against the merger. And Mayor Damien Tenma is the corrupt politician who murdered the that great hero. Amazing Ninetales fans are so angry they even tried to storm the detention center. Jesus.
I don't blame them. I mean, their favorite fast wrestling hero was murdered. They must have been shocked when they found out what happened.
Speaking of which, isn't Jinxie also a fan of the Amazing Ninetales?
A wrestler's mask is more precious than his own life. He'd never unmask himself in front of others. But there are matches where wrestlers battle for the right to remove each other's masks. To have your mask torn off is the worst humiliation a wrestler could suffer. That's why their masks are more important to them than life itself.
She spoke with a passion that only a fan could appreciate.
We ought to become fans ourselves and go protest in front of the prison.
What? No! Did you forget that Mayor Tenmo is not only Jinxie's father, but our client?
Oh, yeah.
You be careful now. You're defending the most hated mayor in history. In history! I just hope you don't find yourself on the wrong end of a figure 4 leg lock. Maybe I should wear a mask to hide my identity. Are there any other new developments we should know? Now that you mention it, our suspect is suffering partial memory loss, but he did manage to remember something. He did? What did he say? He said he didn't want to speak with us. His exact words were, "I am under no obligation to speak with you mortals." And, other things of that nature. I wonder what Mayor Tenmo remembered. Too bad you can't go ask him now, because Prosecutor Blackwell's busy questioning him. I know. Why don't you wait? I know. Why don't you wait down at the playground with the rest of the kids? Haha.
What now, Apollo?
How about regrouping back at the agency?
Good idea. We might get some words of wisdom out of Mr. Wright while we're there.
Why? Y'all could... Maybe I'll go read over some past cases.
And I'll go do some research on exorcisms. Hey, what's with you guys? You seem bummed out.
How should I put this? It's like we're at the edge of a cliff and the only way is down.
In other words, business as usual, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think it's an odd choice for them to be actually this crestfallen. I suppose, like, for Athena, it wouldn't be surprising, being her first case. But, like, this is, like, this is all Apollo has really known. It's really weird for them to just go, like, oh, I guess we go back to the agency and see what words of wisdom Mr. Wright has. Like, yeah, it's an odd choice. Yeah, I suppose so. Except this time it's like we're bound and gagged to.
Don't forget blindfolded with our ears plugged up.
Apollo's hardly ever been allowed to work his own cases, though. He could start.
Ooh, and monsters at every turn, huh? Sounds rough.
Hey, Apollo. Oh, you can see it too.
Mr. Wright.
How goes the investigation, Apollo? Athena?
I think it's safe to say that things have gotten hairier than before.
Really? What happened? I was watching the two of you this morning from the gallery. That was one tough day in court, to say the least. I know. Never had to defend a yokai before. That business about the locked room was another major hurdle.
Yeah, and on top of that, Jinxie was accused of being an accomplice.
But at least you figured out how someone could have escaped that locked room. Yeah, well, we just found out that our reasoning might be a tad flawed. Oh, really? Well, that's bad news.
So, do you think that Athena got the stepladder she brought from, like, the mansion's supply closet, or do you think she lugged it all the way from the office on the train up the mountain to QB Manor?
Probably the former. I choose to believe the latter. Sorry, latter, not ladder. She bought it from home. Yeah.
How are we gonna get out of this one?
Well, the worst times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. Oh.
Force? A smile?
Yeah. My mentor taught me that back when I was still learning the trade. She also taught me to return to the basics whenever I got stuck. Return to the basics? That's right. Always believe in your client, no matter what happens. That is a lawyer's greatest and most trusted weapon. The basics. Always believe in your client, huh? So, Mr. Wright, how long have you known Athena? I met her during a trip to Europe. Huh? You could afford a plane trip to Europe? You were
It's been 7 years and that Edgeworth defense money still hasn't dried up.
Yeah. Why haven't I heard about this before? Yeah, I went there a few times to study the various legal systems over there. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. I thought you worked as a pianist after you quit practicing law. I did, for an old friend of mine, but an old friend of mine needed help with some legal work from time to time, so... Oh, I guess you were never very far from the courtroom then. An old friend of mine needed help with some legal work. Huh. I mean, my knee-jerk to that would be Edgeworth, but I don't think he would need help. Did Larry get in trouble again? Is that what happened? What? Yeah. Again. If something smells...
It was like fate brought us together. It's thanks to Mr. Wright that I became a lawyer at all.
I knew she was lawyer material from the moment I met her. And I have high hopes for her ability to analyze people's emotions.
Aw, it's nothing special.
God. We have underestimated that analytical psychology of hers.
It's just, I thought if my special ability could help defend innocent people.
She's...
Then I had to do everything in my power to bring it to the courtroom. That's when I really started hitting the books hard.
I'm still amazed she actually became a lawyer. And at the tender age of 18, no less. Wow, it's almost superhuman. I've seen better. I've seen earlier. Or personal. She's trying to help somebody she knows.
Alright, I'm totally pumped up after talking to you, Mr. Wright. Like you said, the worst of times were when lawyers had to force their biggest smiles.
I would have laughed right there if forcing that smile meant that Widget was showing something else instead. And don't forget to return to the basics whenever you get stuck. Keep believing in my client. Right. Mr. Wright? Yes. I'm gonna go visit our client again. I think that's a good idea. Alright, time to see what's new down at the detention center. Okay. One thing I want to say real quick. I was really worried about that leaning on Phoenix too much again, because Phoenix enters the room and just fixes things up, but I actually like the way they did that. Phoenix wasn't actually directly helping them or anything, it's just leaning on the stuff he learned from Mia, and then kind of just psyching them up.
almost 10 years older than he is when she died.
Yeah.
Phoenix is finally stepping up into a mentorship role that she had with him.
Yeah, like it would have been like the thing I'm dreading is the game doing something like it did with the first case, where Phoenix just strolls in and then ends up taking the reins and stuff like that. And I didn't think it was going to do it here, but if it kept doing things where, oh well, we just have to go back to Phoenix and ask him a thing, it's like, especially given the way that first case goes, I'm skeptical of whenever he shows up now, because but yeah, no, that was good.
Protagonist jump scare.
Really.
Mayor Tenma, we wanted to talk to you about something.
Kasha!
Ah!
So, my minions have returned.
Paul, he still thinks he's a yokai.
I mean, if he stopped doing it the second he left the courtroom, I think people would have a few questions. I wonder if we'll ever be able to talk to Mayor Tenma again. Silence, peddler of the legal trade. Free me from these imprisoning walls with great haste.
Wow, he's sounding more and more like a real demon with every sentence. I'm starting to wonder if we should even be helping him win his freedom.
Still, can't let Mayor Tenma stay possessed. You know what I mean? If you can clear me of these charges, I shall help in whatever manner I may. Now, ask of me what you will. I suppose it's worth a shot. Sir, can you please stop doing that motion? It's really uncomfortable. Were those feathers and tracks at the scene of the crime really your doing? Indeed! The remnants of Tenma Taro, king of the underworld, they be. The day when I once again dominate the mortal world is at hand! Haha!
Prosecution claims the feathers and tracks were planted by Jinxie.
What's this? I must breach these walls and go defend my little Jinxie at once.
Huh? Mayor Tenma, is that you?
Well, now. Damien appears to still... Oh, well now. Damien appears to still reside within this body. But I should have expected as much from a descendant of mine. Be silent now, Damien. It's a little thing like demonic possession won't stop a father's love for his daughter. You didn't kill Alderman QB, did you? I have killed no one. The remnants of my presence have been misconstrued. The murderer is not I. For if I had slain that mortal, raging hellfire would have consumed him. So, you're saying there must have been somebody else there? Come to think of it, the mayor had mentioned that he'd been clubbed with this statue. I better ask about this too. Detective Fulbright mentioned that you might have something new to tell me. Indeed I have. I regurgitated this key but a short while ago. I'm sorry? Behold, the key to the Forbidden Chamber. Whoa. Is regurgitation one of your demonic powers too? Ah! Do not waste my powers on such parlor tricks. Take the key from the killer, did Damien, whereupon he swallowed it. What?
Just like a bird.
When? What? Hold on. I don't know why this has thrown me for a loop. Hang on. Let the game go. Let the game go. Stop. Oh my god. Throat goat Tenma Taro. Oh, sorry, Damien Tenma. He sought to bar the killer entry to the Forbidden Chamber. So he wanted to keep it shut tight? Huh. Doesn't that imply that he saw the person who murdered Alderman? Like, if he
And he
swallowed...
got thumped on the head.
Yeah, but he swallowed it in response to something happening. And I would assume that's got something to do with the murder that took place. So why did he do that? I guess I am also skipping over the fact that he swallowed a key. Well, I guess a key, like, depending on the size of the key, but this is a big lock. But why
I got you some extremely fucking important evidence, but I eated it.
Yeah, really. But no fingerprints shall you find upon that key. It was in your digestive system! Of course it's not gonna have any fucking, fingerprints on it. How do you know that? Wait, is that another one of your demonic powers, then? Foolish mortal. You would have me, Tenma Taro, act as some asinine alchemist? That's a good alliteration. Phoenix is familiar with this tactic, he sure is. I but asked the jailer, and my will was done. Quite eagerly, I must add. Always in order to serve your malevolence. Yeah, guess I'm not the only one he scares the living daylights out of.
Can we ask how you use the key? You couldn't find a keyhole anywhere in or around the door.
Oh, curse that infernal door. But if had I known... If I had known its manner of opening long ago, would I have made my return? Like,
It's just a very old-fashioned diction.
I suppose so, yeah. But if had I known its manner of opening, long, long ago would I have made my return.
He has a point there.
Maybe Jinxie knows something about how the whole thing works. Key that the mayor took from the killer and swallowed. So he did see. Well, I guess it wouldn't be. I wouldn't put it past the whole blackmailing situation to then apply to this. That if he said it was who killed him, and that person was also blackmailing him, that, you know, Jinxie would be at risk. But... okay, that's... Oh, he got knocked out and forgot. I suppose? What, might I ask, is that? This statue was found at the scene. Someone hit Mayor Tenma over the head with it. It had been wrapped in a large cloth before the alderman's murder. Let me see whether Damien knows about such a thing. Yes. Something wrapped in just such a cloth, does he recall? A secret gift from Alderman QB, it would seem. He, however, had not a chance to see it till now, for the cloth did conceal it. Maybe the cloth fell off or was removed after the mayor was struck? Of that, Damien does not know. A secret gift? Interesting. Maybe Jinxie knows something about it. I should question him about the blackmail letter, too. Let's see what he says when I show it to him. Yep. Blackmail letter. Why, this is that accursed blackmail letter that was sent to Damien. Apparently, somebody slipped it into the alderman's pocket. We believe someone, probably the killer, stole it from Mayor Tenma's briefcase. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you? Ha ha ha! You have questions, do you? Very well, ask away, mortal. Ah, okay. Who placed this in the alderman's pocket? Very few were they who knew the letter was in Damien's briefcase. So, whoever knew about the blackmail letter being in the mayor's briefcase is a potential suspect in its theft and placement in the alderman's pocket. Ah! Could it have been his doing? Mr. Mayor? Mr. Taro? Did you just remember something? Indeed I did. There was but one other who knew of that letter. Damien's aide, Florent Labelle. Full knowledge of that briefcase's contents did that aide possess. Then he may be the blackmailer and the murderer we're looking for. That is preposterous. He's a most trusted advisor. He would never betray Damien.
It seems like Mayor Tenma is a bit too trusting of those around him.
Dude, look at him. Yeah. He's already partly the Joker. Still, this is huge. Now we know who might have slipped that blackmail letter in the alderman's pocket. Look out, Florent Labelle. Here comes justice.
Let's go find Mr. Labelle and rake him over the coals.
Thanks for the help. You've just given us a major lead. Threatening letter sent to the mayor. It's highly likely that it was Labelle who took it from the mayor's briefcase.
There's something that still bothers me. If Mr. Labelle is the killer, what could have motivated him to open the Forbidden Chamber?
We should probably search it for clues.
Only one problem. How do you open a locked door that didn't have a keyhole?
Well, let's go talk to Jinxie. Maybe she can help. I think this is probably a good place to stop.
Yeah, I think this is a good stopping point for now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there isn't much to the mystery as such here, because we kind of know who did it. But I will say, it's keeping the rest of it fairly interesting, I think. Yeah, like... Because initially, I was thinking, when the air vent came up, that, or the air duct, sorry, that, you know, you could just, like, throw or roll it through the vent. And, like, I feel like Apollo at one point said as much. But now, like, he's been up in there. Time to Columbo this culprit until he admits it. Yeah, exactly. Just one more thing, Mr. LaBelle. But yeah, the whole vent being, like, basically unused. Like, I think you could roll the key through the vent. Assuming you get to the point that it's actually the 9 feet up, you could just roll that thing through there. But I don't know how deep you'd have to get in there to do that, and whether Apollo would have actually noticed that. So there's still, and then there's just the staff, like, the fuck is up with that? We don't really know, like, why was it necessary for Labelle to, like, presumably walk back down into the lobby, throw out the costume and the staff? Because it's not the murder, like, it doesn't look like it's... actually, hold on. Court record. Do we have the spear in? We don't. Wait, didn't we have... that didn't get put in our court record? Huh. I thought, didn't we discuss that with Fulbright? Or maybe Fulbright still has the spear and we didn't actually take it. Are you there, Mina?
Yeah, I just don't want to say anything and give anything away.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry, sorry.
I'm just being very cognizant of not reacting during speculation because I don't want to interrupt any musings.
No, that's definitely fair. And I do appreciate that. I just got worried for a second because I hadn't heard you in a bit, and I was like, okay.
Oh.
We've had the internet issues before, so I was just making sure.
Yeah, no, I should chime in with more hmms, but I don't want you to think I'm making fun of you either.
No. I wouldn't think that. You're all good.
Thank you.
Yeah. We did discuss the spear with Fulbright, though, didn't we? Like, that's literally just happened? I'm not imagining that, am I? Buzz Lightyear.
I think so, yeah.
shape.
I think you discussed... I think you... yeah, that's my signature. Luca knows that as my signature. That image is saved to my... It's one of the only, 12 images I have favorited on my phone, so I can send it to my friends whenever they come to me with speculation about anything.
Good. Yeah. Because, I don't think we have a picture that I could refer to, but, I guess you could technically stab someone with it, but, when there's already a spear in Alderman... Unless they needed to dress up the scene for some reason. But as for why, well... yeah, can't really say. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's, bothering me at this point. Isn't the spear literally in his chest in the photo? No. Well, there is a spear, but not the staff. Which is the thing I'm thinking of, because I'm trying to think, why would you need to dispose of the staff? Because it is jangly, it would reveal where you are. Yeah, I don't think it's the same one. But then Fulbright spoke about how they found the spear outside, and I was like, okay, so it flew out the window. Because I made that big deal of oh my god, he's almost there. Yeah, why would you need to dispose of the spear? Because the mask washed up along the river or something. So outside the cliff, presumably something can end up in a river, which would mean that if the staff falls into it, it would get cleaned. If, for example, it did have blood. Yeah, that I think is just the major thing. Is and I kind of touched on it before we really got into the second day of investigation. But the main thing I'm wondering right now is just what actually transpired. What was LaBelle doing, and why? There's a couple of things in the room that we still haven't accounted for. Why did something actually leave the window? Oh, hold on. Wait, no, hold on a minute. But the window in the room, you could just... Why would you need to go to the foyer specifically?
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
Was there a reason they couldn't use it, or maybe they didn't want to?
Well, it doesn't open very far, so on one hand, it would be difficult to throw that stuff away, but, not impossible. And yet, something did clearly leave that window, though, so that makes me... Because, yeah, we know something left through that window, so it is possible to throw some things out. So then, why would you need to go to the foyer window to dispose of that? I guess in one sense, you end up creating a witness to the yokai thing to make Jinxie's explanation less believable. And from my speculation, LaBelle was in the it was in the foyer up until the murder, went to go and do it, dressed up before or after or whatever, and had to reappear back in the foyer specifically. But that doesn't stop you from throwing shit out the window unless you know someone's about to walk in on the scene.
Very interesting.
much to think about. But we will save any other speculation for next time. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Are we good for next weekend, Mina?
I would like to put a rain check on that if possible.
Okay.
I will say this though, if we can't do it on Friday, on Saturday, that I will be happy to do it on Friday instead.
Yeah, I could.
Oh,
I could
actually,
do either. Oh,
you know what? Actually, no. Actually, that'll be for the week after that. This coming Saturday, the 26th, I definitively can't do because I will be at a wedding that day.
Gotcha. Fair
But
enough.
I would be happy to do the 25th instead if you would like, because I have no plans for that evening as of right now.
Okay. Yeah, that can work. I guess obviously if it does become too inconvenient, like don't worry about like feeling obligated.
I'll give you ample heads up.
Yeah. And also considering I'm going back to 16, if I wouldn't be averse to having a double weekend and getting back into that, but I obviously do want to do Ace Attorney as well, so if it doesn't end up working out, like, yeah, please don't feel obligated to try.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, tentative plan then is gonna be more of this next weekend. Yeah, during the week, I'm currently the subject of the I became important at work meme, so things are very busy at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm not going to completely write off anything during the week, but the way the last week went, I feel like it's probably going to be a similar situation. Basically nothing until Friday. Being important at work fucking sucks. It does. The shame of it is that I really like the position I'm being put in. Just the circumstances of getting into that position are just not what I would have liked. And has caused things to be very rushed and hectic, which, hasn't been good in the past, but, I'll weather through it. So yeah, with the Hades 2 update, like, there might be a stream or two where I just, do a run or two, because that's an easy, 2.5 hour, 3 hours, and I do want to get, see, the new stuff they've added in there. I guess on the topic of Hades 2, I'm not going to be doing too many streams of it. The way I did it in the past, or the way I played Hades in the past, or Hades 1 in early access, I basically, completed up to a certain point the first time around, and then every patch just did single-digit number of runs and went, oh, okay, I get what they're doing, and just, either give feedback and set it down, or just set it down entirely. So, if there's gonna be Hades streams, it's gonna be very sparse. But yeah, there's, Elden Ring as well, which, I've been trying to de-rust against Rolana?
Yeah, Rolana, yeah. Ronaldo's
Rolana.
in the main game, Rolana's in this one.
Yes, yep. Oh my god, the name schemes. So many R's, G's, and M's, I always get everyone mixed up. Yeah, so that'll be around a bit again, I'm hoping. But yeah, this is all assuming I do have the energy to do it, which, up in the air. But then, on the weekend, Paranorma Site's over, so we're gonna go back to FF16. I have been resisting the urge to just poke into a little bit other gameplay and stuff like that, but I've been really enjoying that, so I'm really, really excited to get back into that again, and actually go through the story and shit instead of just labbing, essentially. So yeah, that'll be good. And then, yeah, we've got more Dual Destinies. That's the name of the video game we're playing. We got more Dual Destinies on the weekend too, but obviously tentative, so yeah, we usually sort everything out by Thursday my time, so I'll have a schedule up by then. I forget the name of this one all the time. Yeah, I also don't know why they bothered going Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Dual Destinies, because it's such a fucking mouthful. But I guess, within the, what's the word I'm looking for? Within, public visibility of the game, it was probably important to be like, no, Phoenix is back. Look, his name is in the title. It's Phoenix, everyone. Phoenix is back. No, none of that Apollo Justice nonsense anymore. But yeah. Anyone to raid? Not really, no. I think we'll just end it there then. They say Dual Destinies as if this game is focused around 2 people. I mean... Actually, yeah, you know what? I never actually gave much thought to the actual title for some reason. Yeah. I wonder if and what that actually refers to. Could be.
I think it's specifically referring to Apollo and Athena because they're, as the first chapter hinted, their stories do kind of intersect at various points in this game.
Phoenix's name on box, that means instant buy. Yeah. Well, and it's a shame that, like, apparently Apollo Justice, like, didn't sell as well, and someone felt the need to go back to that. And obviously I haven't seen the rest of the game actually transpire yet, but like I said during the first case, I was not enthusiastic about the way Phoenix just strolled in and took over from these new cool characters and a returning character that, you know, could have used a bit more backstory or a bit more fleshing out with a new character and that. But hey, maybe it won't just be the Phoenix the Phoenix show. Maybe we bring back Edgeworth too. Right? Do we need to do that again? I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, we'll end it here for today then. Maybe. I don't like that maybe. So yeah, we'll end it here before I start inadvertently spoiling myself by calling out bullshit I don't want to happen. So, thank you very much for watching live or on the VODs. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a lovely day, and I hope to see you all next time.
Bye, everyone.